everybody. My computer's trying to juke me. Hello. Hi. How are we doing today? Happy Saturday. Yeah, it just freezes while we do the transition like almost every time. It's like, gotcha.
John's sitting there going.
Exactly.
Like about to sneeze.
Happy Saturday, folks. We are Hard Knock Dice. My name is Jonesy, your dungeon master for the evening, and these beautiful people over here are your heroes for the evening and my best friends.
Pretty.
Well, pretty. We are going to be playing across Eberron, but before we do, as always, we're raising money with Extra Life, specifically for the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. So go click on that link, open your heart wallets, do the lawful kind thing, be a hero IRL. And I think that's it. Yeah. If you don't want to go click on that link, you can scroll down and donate right here on Twitch. So go do that. We are going to be getting right back into Across Eberron. In case you missed it, this past Wednesday, we had an awesome two-shot, or the conclusion of a two-shot of the Aegis Legion, which happens in this very universe. It was so very good. I highly recommend you go check it out. It was really dope. We used a different system. We didn't play in D&D. We played in a different TTRPG called Those Dark Places, which is a D6 system, and it was really cool. So go check that out as well. Is that it? Any announcements? Any stuff? Azur will be joining us. Our wonderful, my blue baby boy will be joining us later on. Joining us later today. Do not fret. Is that it? Is that everything? All right. In that case, last we left off, our heroes, the Shining Vanguard, after defeating Sora Katra, were shunted through time to a place in the future, a month and a half in the future. A month and a half seemed to be enough to where Eberron could not hold back the Zoriat threat. Zoriat has invaded and taken over a good bit of Eberron in their absence, specifically Corvair that they know about. They were given some insight into the invasion via one Audrey Goggins, Milo's mother, and sort of a picture-in-picture streaming mode where she was showing him the news of the invasion to occur. They went to the Great Crag to reunite with Erish and a couple of other folks, as well as the war camp that was there, that was composed of previously two warring nations who had to ally to fight off the Zoriat threat, specifically a bug threat in this specific area. After being called for a bug breach, a massive worm erupting out of the ground, leveling swaths of armies, spitting acidic spit everywhere, our party had to make a desperate getaway. Some folks leaving before others, Pip and Kaushik and Crowley taking the very pregnant, very much giving birth at this very moment to Ganowin's child, took her out of here into the island of Tuki Tuki, where Milo's parents reside. Island of Tuki Tuki, also an ancient dragon turtle, for those who missed that part. Our other folks...
Oh, homie the turtle.
Homie the turtle. Our other folks, after Erish and Artyom both went down, a little bit of diamond making, if you will, eventually did get picked up and by the skin of their teeth escaped the battlefield. However, we're going to rewind just a little bit and pick back up with Crowley, Kaushik, Pip, and Autumn. We start on the beaches of Tuki Tuki. Wind is the first thing you notice as it hits you when you teleport. Rain, stormy skies aboard the island overhead, the island of Tuki Tuki. You stand on the beaches and the rushing sea water beside you, sea foam splashing up at its edges and onto you. You see the very changed huts that Everett Goggins seems to have made some adjustments to make them sturdier, to withstand these winds and more, it looks like. In addition, overhead, pulling up to the island of Tuki Tuki, an airship pulling up to the top of Tuki Tuki, slowly making its way down. You see atop the very island, someone with glowing rods beckoning them down as if like a landing port on the top of the island. Crowley, you came here with a very specific goal in mind. You guys are standing on the beaches, and Pip and Kaushik, you currently carry on a made-up stretcher that is actually a cot with a screaming woman on top. Where are you guys going? Not everybody all at once.
But we head toward the. Just gonna just automatically once she gets her feet under her from the wind and everything that was unexpected, um, she's gonna just start headed toward the Goggins hut, and she's gonna call out to Kaushik, "Oi, Kaushik, can you do the head? Can you do the mind thing? Can you let them know we're coming?"
Yeah, I will. I'll brain blast.
Okay. Broadcast
I'll
out,
let them
brain
know.
blast out, and
Yeah.
you do have an ability called mind blast. If that's what you're doing, I need to
Oh
know.
no, I don't want
Okay.
to. No, thank you. I don't want to do that one.
All right.
Yeah, I'll just be like, I forgot your name for a second. About make Pip and Crowley on the way in. One's giving birth.
Okay. Did you say that last part? Who? And you, as you hear Audrey Goggins' voice reply back, getting up to the door, a central sort of peephole is unwound. Look through, seeing you all through it. You hear beep as the door opens. The hut incredibly modified and reinforced at this point. You see Audrey Goggins looking bewildered. What looks to be a short range like sending device in her hand. Looks at you all crazy, doesn't say anything, sort of waves you all in. Everett, how many is it? She goes over to her kitchen counter where there's an open notebook, and you hear Everett's voice on the other end. Says, screaming over the window. Looks like we have 14 on here. All right, we're gonna have to move the Smiths over one house, but we should be able to fit them all in Hut 8. Sits down the device. What? We're still going to do some medicine checks here if there's something, because that is still going on.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
The last time that we saw Audrey, I made myself look like old Caustic.
Yeah, do you want to do that again or no?
No.
Okay. Hey. Who did she go to? Hi, Crowley. Pip. Audrey whispers to you, "What the hell is going on? Who is that? What is that? Why is it in my house? Why'd you bring it here?"
This is Milo's mom. That's Kaushik. It's Kaushik. Long story. No time. Baby coming. Somebody. Take this
God.
Woman, fix
I'll
it.
get towels.
Yeah, baby coming. But that's Kaushik. Trust me. She's good. It's okay. We'll explain it all later.
Okay.
And now I've got some weird accent going on. I have no idea what that was.
It's baby panic.
Yeah, teleport
Baby
just
panic.
totally jacked up her voice.
Audrey grabs towels, grabs hot water. She doesn't know exactly what you need, but she's bringing stuff to your, she brings like a first aid kit over to you at the same time, Kaushik. Here's how we're going to do this. We're going to just roll one more medicine check because that's what we were in the middle of last round. And to make sure there's no complications or anything that can go poorly here. We're just going to do one more though. And depending on what you roll, I'll say because of the sort of rough scenario you find yourself in, meaning not a place of medicine, I'm not going to say roll at disadvantage. Instead, it's just going to increase the DC. Make a medicine check. Your DC is going to be 20 here.
Oh, true. Inspiration.
There you go.
What does that do?
You get a
It's
D12.
a D10? Oh, D12.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a D10.
Not for a long while.
Okay, so medicine check and then additional D12.
Yep.
Got it. Ba-ba-da-da. What do I get to medicine? Plus 5. Ba-da-da. 18 on the dice, plus 5 for 23. Should I roll the inspiration for fun? Or, well, I guess I don't really know if it passes, so I'll roll the inspiration anyway.
Well, I told you.
3.
You can keep your inspiration. Oh,
okay,
did you already use it?
I did roll it, but I didn't know. I don't know if you wanted me to use it or not.
Means I'll roll it. Her con save with advantage here. Autumn is rolling these with a +1, just so you're aware. So even though it is at advantage,
Is Jonesy
Yes.
looking weird for anybody else in Skype, by the way?
I mean, Jones always look a little weird, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, bitch. I look
Little
okay
blurry,
on my
but
end, but if I'm
makes it
looking
all-
Yeah.
odd,
Advantage on all attacks against Scandal and catch it. Okay.
weird. In my notes it says gained when dead.
That's crazy. I got more characters.
Where does Pip find herself during this process? Are you assisting?
Getting out of the way.
Okay, just out of the way.
She's getting out of the way. Yeah,
Okay.
she's like, this is not her bag at all. She doesn't do this stuff. So she's looking around. Honestly, she probably walks over to the kitchen area to look for to grab a drink, and then she remembers like, fuck, they don't drink. There's not going to be anything here. So she's just going to be like, try to get herself in a corner far away and just be like, I'm here if you need me, but don't need me.
Where does Crowley find himself?
He is making a beeline directly for where his daughter is.
Yeah. Audrey will, after this is happening and she has bestowed upon them all the towels and stuff, she sees you like just standing there. She's back, yeah. Goes back to where her bedroom is well, you remember they had a bunker under the bed. The bed is not there. It is flipped up currently with the stairs leading down. She goes down those stairs. The bunker has expanded by quite a bit. You find Mop and Glop down there. You find Mop and Bill, I'm sorry. Both down there with ping pong paddles. Bill in his mouth, Mop barely being able to see over the table. She leads you past them into a back room. There seems to be 4 or 5 more bedrooms under here. And in which one of them you find your daughter. Frail. Pale. Her lips dry and cracked. Fresh water beside her. Laying there pretty motionless at the moment.
Crowley will thank Aldrich Goggins and retroactively also give inspiration to the pregnant woman as he leaves and go pull up a chair and take a hold of his daughter's hand and just, watch her for the time being, see how she's doing in terms of breathing and just how weak she truly is.
Yeah.
Get a feel for a pulse.
You feel a pulse, and there's no perception check there needed there. As you do, you grab her hand and you feel how small her fingers are in your hand, versus you holding her hand the day that she told you where she wanted to go to college. Her eyes sort of barely lift open, her smile halfway forming across her face when she sees your mask and everything. Ted.
My little star, I'm here. Rest now. I'll be able to make you feel better. You just need to hold out until the morning.
Okay, yeah. Do you know what's happening to me?
Nothing I cannot fix. You just have to be brave for me.
Does Crowley believe what he's saying?
Crowley believes what he's saying.
Give me your persuasion check.
I had to look at my persuasion real quick. Sorry. I had to look at something else too. The crown of Kyrie will pulse at this and kind of change as he rolls this persuasion check, by the way.
Okay. What does that do for you?
+5 to persuasion.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's right, DM.
Big number.
19 for a 42.
in a way that only a father would be able to comfort her. You do. She smiles. You feel her frail grip try to tighten around your hand when you say it. She just goes back to sleep. Slight smile still on her face.
And Crowley will gently start humming what would probably be a Corvair equivalent to Twinkle Little Star to her as he just sits there rocking with her hand in his own, close to his head, pressed against his own forehead.
As Crowley sits there humming, thinking about the next day. What plots does Crowley have to fix this?
Crowley has power now. Crowley will use that power and bring it to bear on his daughter, no matter what that might end up costing the party as a whole and the venture to come. There is at least one spell in his repertoire he is willing to use.
Very well. We go back up top. Pip attempting to find alcohol in an alcoholless house. Toshik, after a struggle, pain, screaming, first one voice and then a second, much tinier voice joining it. A little baby boy is born here in the Goggins household and into your undead mind flayer hands.
Eat it.
Delicious.
Just give it a tentacle slap.
Completely healthy.
Wonderful.
No completely black eyes, no demonic chanting, no fire around his head, no fireballs going off.
Okay.
Just a completely normal
Yeah.
little baby boy.
Wow. Okay. That's good. Sorry, 1 second. I'm trying to read something.
Okay.
As a is contention the right word to use there? No. Well, as a cautionary measure.
Contingency.
Okay, yes, contingency. As a contingency, Kaushik is going to cast Dispel evil and good, but the evil part on the baby.
Okay. Read
Yeah.
that spell.
So, I'm assuming shimmering energy surrounds and protects you from Fae, undead, and creatures originating from beyond the material plane. For the duration, celestials, elementals, Fae, fiends, and undead have disadvantage on attack rolls against you. Okay, there's one called Break Enchantment. As your action, you touch a creature you can reach that is charmed, frightened, or possessed by a celestial, elemental, Fae, fiend, or undead. The creature you touch is no longer charmed, frightened, or possessed by such creatures.
Okay. Are you trying to hide the fact that you're casting a spell at all?
No.
Okay. You cast the spell, it goes off onto the baby. You don't feel anything expelled. It doesn't seem like it's had any effect on any, like you feel confident that there are no like extraplanar spirits here or within the child, anything of that matter. And Autumn says, trying to sit up, trying to see her baby that you still hold. What are you doing?
You were both taken by a hag, and this baby was...
Was what? It's a baby. Give me my child.
You had this baby a lot earlier than you were supposed to, and that was due to magic. I was just making sure, and I'll be handing her the baby as I do it. I was just making sure that he wasn't possessed.
Give me a persuasion check with disadvantage.
There was no evil within your child. You said a disadvantage?
Mhm.
Damn, that first roll is a 19. And the second roll is a 20. So 19 plus persuasion. 19 plus 9.
Right.
Yeah.
She shakes her head a little bit and says, I'm sorry, it's been a stressful time. Hand her the child.
Yeah, and I will use my cold, clammy, undead hands to, like, wipe sweat from her face. I'm assuming she's drenched in it because birth. I'm gonna be like, I understand, but you just have to know. You can. I empathize. I don't or sympathize. I don't empathize. I understand. You have to know that you can trust us. We all want what's best for this child, so we all love Gandalf.
Right. Thank you. Truly.
You need anything? You thirsty? Hungry?
Orange juice.
Orange juice? Let me see what I can do for you.
Cinnamon roll.
Oh, Miss Audrey, do you have any orange juice?
Pineapple juice is aplenty here after like I think 100 pineapples or something like that
Nice.
was left here.
Oh yeah.
I will come
after-
back with a glass of pineapple juice and be like, I hope this is all right. Sorry, this is all they have.
So many pineapples.
Where do you think that Kaushik and Pip got to? Do you think this is all happening right there in like the entrance and like the living room area of this?
Oh, I assumed we were taken back to our room.
You
like
you guys let me know. Set the scene.
bedroom.
Okay.
Yeah, I assumed. I'm still picturing. I don't know.
So Pip would be the only one in that sort of front sort of reception area where the front door is. Pip, the door is opened. You see Everett Goggins walking in. Audrey coming back in. They hug briefly. Nods his head towards you. Where's the rest of you at? Yeah, where's Milo?
Taking care of some business. They'll be here shortly. Milo promised me he'd be here shortly. They'll be right behind.
All right.
I'm gonna kill his ass
Said he
again.
had. Do what?
I was being a smartass. I was like, if he doesn't, I'm gonna kill his ass again.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely, 100%. So what's going on here? There's lots of things changed. We were gone for a few hours, and we came back, and it'd been, I don't know, a month, 2 months.
Yeah, it's been a while since we heard from you. We figured something happened. The rest of the party shows up on the beach. If there's anything that you want to do beforehand, the rest of you will see quite a few people as Milo, Arish, Artyom, Gandalin all show up on the beach along with Lucas was actually with you as well, the first crew.
Oh yeah.
Who
Oathbreaker.
who was just sort of sitting quiet, waves at Audrey and Everett. But the rest of you show up at the beaches of Tuki Tuki.
Ugh. Yeah.
With
Oh.
with what is effectively what looks like huts that have been converted into like bunkers.
Yeah, essentially, you see that there's still some aspects of the huts, but they're very much like reinforced all around. And you also see when you get here, probably a dozen or so people that are making their way into these bunkers, like neighbors coming out of other huts, complete strangers that you guys don't recognize, just sort of helping them bring bags down or necessities or food or whatever the case is, with an airship docked at the top of Tuki Tuki at the moment.
Goddamn, is Doc? Oh shit! How fast are we moving?
You guys are moving quite fast across the oceans.
This is one of those
God
things where the
damn.
air show like
Cross.
Yeah. Yeah, they're doing their like it's like the in air like refuel going on. That's fucking wild. Is there any indication of where we are at the moment? Like
I
if
got
we
you.
look around.
You do a look around. You do not see land at the moment. You do not see. You are completely surrounded by water. So
Where are we? The ocean.
the ocean, TN.
The ocean.
Can I get
Somewhere.
an idea with a 24 survival check?
With a 24 survival check.
Well, looking at the
Um,
sky.
With a 24 on a survival check. And did you roll it with advantage? You got advantage.
I actually
in the
did
middle
not.
of Galify.
I forgot. Maybe at a 30.
Nice. That's pretty good. That's all right, I guess.
I guess. I mean, level 19, only a 30.
On a 30 on a survival check, RTM, as you sort of step out of these slip streams, I assume the bats sort of dissipate after a minute, but if you step from the Fey slip streams, you catch a wind from the south. Taking a deep breath in, you smell Zendrixian Everblossom, and you figure with that you're no more than 100 miles or so off the coast of Zendrick.
God damn. Thing was moving.
Yeah.
I would have asked Everett, Mr. Coggins, whose airship is that?
Well, it belongs to the Baroness, as far as I know. But wow, my accent changed there. But it's your friend that's sailing it, the one that you sent here.
Good job, Yellow.
An elbow.
Yeah, little halfling guy. He's been sailing it back and forth. We've been running extract missions for a while now. Nilbo with some House Lyrandar, myself. I've been mostly busy around here, but we've been trying to do what the island's meant to be for. Rescue. There's a lot to catch
Clap
up.
him on the shoulder.
Oh yeah.
A lot.
He just sort of shakes his head. There's a lot to catch up on, to be honest with you. So
Maybe we wait till the rest comes so you don't have to repeat yourself. It sounds like a lot.
yeah, sure. We'd definitely like to see Milo. No, that it's bad to see you. I didn't mean it like that. It's great to see you. You're great.
No, absolutely.
Okay.
No,
You left a lot of
no
pineapples here
offense,
last
sir.
time. It's much appreciated. That's been sustaining us for like all this time so far. Like lots of juice.
Are there any left? Any left?
Yeah, he
Any?
opens his fridge. There's like 60 bottles of pineapple juice in there.
Oh God.
Oh yeah. Like, keep in mind, or she could just find some alcohol. But Milo should be here any minute. I'm gonna go outside and wait.
We got grilled pineapple. We
There's
got
currently
candied
like
pineapple.
a bunch of alcohol in that hat that Autumn has.
There's also a lot of empties in it too.
Yeah,
It's
but
a
you
mixed
don't.
bag.
Empties in that.
Mostly empties.
You just have to mentally go, do I want a bottle of alcohol or do I want a full bottle of alcohol? There we go. That's the one.
I guess that's true. Oh man. We got dried pineapple.
I guess like Pip will walk outside and see you guys.
I guess. Pulling up.
Tumbling up the beach.
So, for quick context, DM, I hadn't piped up yet, but we just fled. How long did it take us via dog walk to get here?
Walking the dog.
About as long as I went through that conversation there. So 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes.
I guess we were like sprinting through the Fey slipstream.
We were
We
flying.
get there, and if or sprint flying through the Fey slipstream,
Hell yeah.
With Artyom and his hubby are both seriously fucked up still, right?
No, they're good.
No, I don't think so. I think they were actually
I-
healed. You actually cast heal on Eris. So
Yeah,
Eris is pretty
I cast
good.
heal on Eris.
Oh, okay.
Artyom's at like 20%.
That's plenty.
Well, with no one to emergency heal, Milo's probably like land, stumble, and then just collapse on his back.
That was fucking terrible.
Yeah. We got to take. We need to go back and take care of that thing, but I don't know if that's just one of another 1,000 horrors that are rampaging across the lands right now. So we need to get context and intelligence more than anything.
Right. This is different, which we knew, but know this much. We should get somewhere to rest. Where's my parents?
Look around. Do we see any people as we're on the beach, I guess, schmooving through the ocean?
Yeah. Well, you see folks like a lot, like over a dozen, like I said, shuffling in and out of huts, folks helping each other out, getting bags and supplies in there. And then behind all of them, you see a familiar halfling pilot stepping down the stone step, or I say stepping down. He's like having to hop down each step or like climb down each one because they're rather large. But you see no bear.
Bad!
Just
Fucking
in the
Violet
wind of the
went full
island.
re.
Roll with disadvantage and get a 15 and a 19, and this is the last time that will ever happen. Mom instincts kick in. No, I can say, he's here. I hear him. He's here. And she walks out of the door right behind you, Pip.
I was slogging like through the sand towards the direction of the huts.
You see Audrey's Pilates kick in. She high knees it over towards you, the sand not affecting her movement at all, and collides into you.
Favorite terrain.
Beach.
Same.
Big hug.
It is so good to see you.
Where have you
It's
been?
been a lot. Oh, we were trapped in other places for times that were not much longer, but much longer for you. Time's weird. Glad to see you. How are you doing? I know we talked a little bit over the spell, but a little bit less time constraint here. Where's Dad?
He's walking up right behind her.
Oh.
Hey, kid. He puts an arm around you immediately. He holds on to you and hugs you. Let's go after a
You
minute.
did all this?
Yeah, we've been busy.
Good fucking work.
A lot more than
Got
you
some
can-
things to show you, but it can wait for a little bit. We could use some rest and food, you know? Been crazy.
We can do that much. Come on.
Where's the others? They were a little bit ahead of us. Are they all right? They make it?
Yeah, Audrey, he looks at Audrey. Audrey goes, yeah, Kaushik's there. There's a kid? There's a child?
Yeah, that was... Yep, that was part of the... You know, as a party of the Vanguard, you know, Shining Vanguard, we split.
Honey, you're
It's
saying a
splitting of
whole
the
bunch
party,
of
so-
words and they don't make a whole lot of sense together. I'm not gonna, but that's okay. The child is okay. The lady, the Kaushik took care of them both. Crowley's down there with his daughter. Mop and Bill are downstairs as well. That whole area has been expanded out, and it's waterproof in case we need to go under. You'll be all right.
Did I hear her correctly? Did she say in case we need to go under?
Mhm.
Interesting.
Oh, that's new. Okay.
How they're still
Yeah, we
saying it here.
definitely should get everyone together.
Yeah, you guys can group up in the they got a little space under the hut that they are in. You guys will walk by, and in the bedroom you will find Autumn and your son Ganwin. You so choose to hang out with them. Down there in this space past them are Mop and Bill playing ping pong against each other, and a little living area and like a little bunker house type situation. Lots of like canned goods and stuff up on shelves, lots of like bottles of fresh water, that type of thing. Autumn, as you walk by, Gandalin says, you want to meet your son?
Down the stairs.
Down the stairs. You all walk down there, group up down there. After a minute, Nilbo finally gets down the stairs. Well, it's good to see you. It's been a while. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, it's been too long. It was only an hour for us or so, but it seems to have been weeks for you.
Yeah, something like that. Things have gone to piss. Don't know if you know that. Not everything's great, but we're doing what we can.
You're supposed to hold it down while you're gone. What happened?
It's a big ball that I dropped, I guess. Sorry about that. Only one halfling against a world of monstrosities at the moment.
What all did happen?
Sounds like you should step it up.
I'm trying.
You've done good.
I feel like we have.
What all did happen?
Well, I guess it started with a bunch of folks not acting right. Mostly big cities, Sean. Couple up north, couple in your homeland. Cities themselves started acting a little bit funny. That was sort of the precursor to it all. And then all things just kind of went to hell. Monstrosities and what like being born out of the very people. Undead in your homeland's case. People in Sean started throwing up tentacles. That just didn't go away. The whole city's fallen for the most part. There's a couple of people that are holding out that we've been trying to intercept and rescue as we can. It's about all we know is what we'll be able to get from the folks that are sending out these messages. And he sort of nods over to one of the crystal screens that's covering sort of the same stuff that Audrey showed you not too long ago, sort of on repeat loop.
I know you gave us kind of like a broad idea before. Does this information that's looping, is there anywhere left in Karnath that is still standing? Like is like Korth still up and about? Or
you from Nilbo will explain to you, and you'll see that there's countries have had it rougher than others, but there's still, it's not like all everybody's been wiped out in most parts, with the exception of, it seems, the Roarholds, which movement and communications haven't been heard from in weeks. There's still some communications coming from most of these other countries.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Is everything just like, and it looked like this is just reporting on the news of everything. I was gonna ask Nilbo. So you said you all are rescuing people. Is it being coordinated only from here, or are you in communication with any of the other countries that they're still fighting?
We're in communication with House Lyrandar, at least. Nods his head towards you. His mother's been helping us out. She's the one providing the airships for the news, as well as us, any sort of rescue groups. It's not just us. We don't have communication with each other regularly, but we see each other. We talk to each other when we can, but we gotta keep moving. That's pretty much the prime objective right now. Move out of the way.
solve the countries. It is every man for himself. No coordinated effort to
Wasn't much
shore
of a
up
chance
defenses
to,
or anything.
wasn't much of a chance to. Some of the countries have banded together what they could. You got Braylon and Thrain on the north side fighting them off from Karnath that are springing up out of the river and such like that, coming down from Irondale. There is some coordination here. Not that I could give you details on it or anything, but it's part of the only reason they're not just all falling. We're not rescuing troops. We're not rescuing soldiers. We're rescuing people that can't help themselves for the most part.
And where's the turtle headed right now?
What?
The turtle. Points at the floor.
Oh, I haven't been in contact with him. He sort of looks at Audrey and Everett. Everett says, we don't really have a destination. From what I've talked to the locals, it's just kind of running right now. He's a mobile base for us. We're gonna try to get eyes over Zindrick to the south here in a little bit. We haven't been able to get eyes on it yet to see if it's completely fucking like home is.
I'm gonna send a mental message to Milo and ask Milo, hey Milo, can you send messages across great distances like Goshik?
Yes. A few different ways, actually. Why?
Crowley, I will say, sorry to interrupt you, Crowley, I will say you do hear your friends' voices in the next room. It seems like everybody's arrived behind you.
All right.
I need you to try and message Cortalagra to see if we can figure out the way to reverse engineer that SEP, because we're going to need a whole lot of it as quickly as possible, if she's still alive.
Yeah,
If
no,
she's
that
alive,
makes perfect sense.
she's going to be one of the most important people in Corvair to get control over as soon as possible.
Yes.
Milo checks his spell list to see what he has prepared.
And that was Cortahagra or Karlagla?
Well, they're both Cortas now, right?
Correct. I just
So,
need to know
Lagra.
who you're reaching out to.
Lagra was
Stacy's old
Stacy's
character. Right.
Right.
It was in the Shadow Marches.
Right.
I will probably have to put together a device to do so, so it would be tomorrow at the earliest.
He ain't got that shit prepared.
Yeah, I got you. Okay. Maybe Koshik has some spell slots left.
Somewhat.
Magic.
Ah, yes.
Magical
Definitely.
juice.
Koshik's got a bunch of boxes on her arm that she checks off every time she casts a spell.
She keeps track. Good little units of
Yeah.
measurement for how
She
much
could keep
magical
casting
power
magic
she's
after that.
expending.
This is how she wants to limit herself ultimately.
She's only getting paid a certain amount, and she's not going to do more.
It's a per episode thing. Sorry.
Jeez Louise.
So, you guys are here. You guys are on the island of Tuki Tuki. You see that it's been turned into what it was kind of instructed to be. Homie has become a refuge for folks from the mainland. Nilbo is taking airships provided by House Lyrandar and going out and rescuing folks. It seems that that has not always gone super successfully. Nilbo will tell you about things like times where the crew themselves have turned on each other with madness, and like he's had to fucking bail, and there's been quite a few close calls rather. But Lyrandar has kept the supply of airships up to rescue folks, as well as to the folks that are like hacking into Civis communication towers and stuff like that to broadcast news. She is also providing airships for them to keep information flowing to as many people as possible. She herself is still on Stormreach.
Stormwind. Wait, that's wrong
Stormreach.
franchise. Storm something. Stormhome.
Stormhome. Sorry, Stormreach is in Zidric.
We got there. Oh boy.
So, if the goal is to recoup and recover, unless there's things that you guys have for tonight, if you do, then let's get them done.
Yeah, I'll try to grab Kashik and see if she has any messages she can send to Karl Lagra. I'm sorry, Korta.
Kortalagla. Or Kortalagla.
Kortalagla, that's it.
Respect her name.
Was Car also a title?
Yeah. Technically, that's what Artyom is.
Cartium.
Or wasn't it? I don't know. I forgot now.
Remember, you don't remember your own titles, man. That's messed up.
I died. It's
disrespectful.
It happens.
Who hasn't? Who hasn't?
Car wasn't the title.
I don't believe.
Let's see.
That little post-death.
Like Guardian. That meant Guardian. Or something of that nature.
Wow. Yes, I do have some magic left. I can message. I can send ink.
Yeah, I need you to find out if she's alive and what her exact location is. If she can give you any kind of exacting details, or where she'll be soon, because we need to get her out of there.
Okay, I will send her a message.
Yeah.
When you message somebody, they know who it is, right? Just like,
yeah,
just immediately, so I don't have to
They
be
know
like, "Hey,
it's-
this is
they know it's
Kashik."
you.
What is your location or the closest you can give us? We are trying to find you and come get you. That might have been one word.
Get you.
And come get you.
Gonna get you.
Preview.
Hit him with the southern. Just smush everything together.
We're trying to find you.
We're trying to find you. Find you could be one word.
Trying to find you.
Find you.
No.
We're trying to find you.
We're trying to find you. That's only 3 words right
Put
there.
me in a weird spot with choosing an old PC as an NPC now, but we'll go with it. I'm trying to remember what voice you used for Karl Lagra there, Stacy.
Just make Stacy just make up some stuff like, oh yeah.
I was just trying to be like orcish. I don't think it was like a particular.
That was not it.
Canadian orc.
That was not.
it's
Although
me,
now I
Karl.
wish it had been. Boy, do I wish it had been. That'd have been great.
It's just maple
yeah.
syrup, brother. It's not sap. It's maple syrup.
You said where are you at, and we're gonna try to come get you. Kortalagla.
That's even better. That's such few words. Where you at? We're gonna try to come get you.
Where are you at? That's like 2 words.
I will say, for the sending, I don't know how many messages you want to get tonight, but Azor did reach out to his adopted mother and got the message that they were being led down south through the crawling swamp, falling back but actively fighting as they did, and that they were being led by Kortalagla.
Okay, so we know like a roundabout location, but
Yeah,
I'm
if
trying.
you guys, you can still reach out if that's what you want to do. I'm for resources for today's sending. That's on you guys though.
Yeah. I think, like,
Which
if
is
I
your
can, like,
mind.
backtrack what I say and just ask her for, like, a more specific area to narrow down
Sure.
where they are and where they're headed.
And where they're heading. That's very smart.
Yeah. Thanks. Got a lot of brain in this big old head.
You'll get a message back saying, "We're fighting down the Glum River, slowly and surely as we can, falling back to Zarashak, hoping for a ship out of there, or at least some sort of transportation."
I will share that with our team.
Okay. Shit. Looking at the map.
Mm-hmm.
Which river did she say?
The Glum River.
Oh, that's a big fucking river.
Big river.
She would have said at the fork of Glum River, at the main
Okay.
fork of the Glum River, just north of Zarashak.
Cool. That's much better. All right. Okay, that's good. We can try to get them out of there.
We can head that
We
way
should
on
probably-
the airship and try to get them out of there. That way they don't have to gamble on any sort of transportation.
I'd rather go with Slick because we can have them here tonight potentially.
It's much better. I can't have it here tonight.
If Slick still got it in him, I don't know what the limits are on my little buddy.
You look down and Slick is like across both of your feet with his head on his paws and just sleeping.
Okay.
Boy, tired.
Maybe he'll be good to go here in a little bit, though.
Give him a short rest. I think we could all use a short rest.
Right.
Okay, what? We need to get her. We need to get more of that sap. Milo, do you know any other studies that you might have done on that sap or any old research or anything like that you can pull back up from your recollection?
It was not something I was aware of prior, anything that would have been at the academies, and we were a little preoccupied and busy.
Oh.
I didn't stop to research it at the time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm going
we get
at
some.
this the wrong way, but I feel like if we're going to have any chance of fending off Zoriat, we're going to have to stop the invasion, not from this side at this point.
Oh no, I agree. If we get some, I can look into it, but let's recoup first. I'm going to speak to my father, if you don't mind.
Oh, okay.
If we make sap goggles.
What time is it right now, DM? Or about what time was it when we got here?
You guys, actually, let me zoom out on my map real quick. Time hasn't changed all that much for you guys because you guys are not necessarily due south, but south of where you were.
Didn't you say we left at like mid-morning and came back at like 4 p.m.?
Yeah.
You know, plus 6 weeks. So
Yeah. Plus 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's probably like it was like somewhere between like it was getting to sunset. So that's kind of where you are right now.
Oh, okay.
Is approaching sunset. Probably like 5 p.m., 6 p.m., something like that.
All right.
So, Shining Vanguard, what's the plan?
Mm-hmm.
That's a
I
good
have a couple
question.
things I was going to do, but they might be lengthy, so I'll let other people go.
Go ahead, my man.
Yeah, Ganondorf's
at some juncture, probably prior to dinner being made, if it has not already been done, he would have asked his father to meet him in his dad's workshop.
Yeah, kid. Follow me. We'll get right over there. That's no problem. Kiss your mom in the head. Upon seeing Erish and RTM, Mop, like full goblin mode, climbs both of you and shakes you by your breastplate with hugs and everything. Bill also comes over and gives you a solid headbutt there, RTM.
Hell yeah.
Leaving out of here, Milo, with your dad, takes you to the shop. Not empty at the moment. There is an older gentleman in there. Bald head, small glasses, currently working on some sort of communications device, it looks like, wearing like denim overalls and a button-up shirt underneath, long sleeves, some old boots, sort of tuss of white hair around the back of his head. He says, hello, Miss Everett. I've seen pictures. Milo, hello.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Yep.
Looks over his dad for like, who the fuck is this?
This is Mr. Paul's son. He's a tinker back from Breland. He's one of the rescues that we got. So he's
That's excellent news.
Yeah.
This could be of interest or relevance to you as well then, sir. I wanted to talk to you about some things, but not in front of Mom.
Yeah. What's going on, kid?
It's about what you know is going on. All of this invasion and monsters and terrible things. And I don't know that I'm going to be able to be here to protect y'all if something happens. You have to try and stop it. That means I can't be here for you. So,
He's gonna walk over to a table. If there's stuff on it, he'll kind of unceremoniously kind of sweep it to the side, and he's gonna start taking out tubes of notes and some books and stuff.
this is the absolute last thing I ever wanted to bring to you. But clearly you've got back from this. Guess I got it from somewhere. And honestly, I don't think we have a choice.
I got it from you, kid.
He's going to start laying out notes on how to make weapons. Bow cannons, explosives, powered armor, that kind of thing.
I'm going to work with you to simplify these designs both to match your production capabilities and available resources, but if push comes to shove, I want you and Mom and everyone here to be able to protect yourselves. I can give you some resources for things you don't have, but have something at least. Running is great, but if you can't, you see why I didn't want to have this conversation in front of Mom.
Yeah, I get it, man. I get it. You see, I mean, he of course looks perturbed at the idea of it. He's looking over the like schematics that you set on the table, looking through them. You see, he doesn't understand all of it like off the bat. There's certainly some things you're gonna have to help him with here, but he understands like the basic concepts of Arcanotech as he's going through them. As he's looking through them, I mean, other than the obvious hang-ups of whatever more moral quandaries are on the table here, I don't have the resources to make most of this stuff. Most of this the steel I've used has gone into bunkers on the island itself, latches and whatnot.
I'll try and provide you with some. And like I said, these are my original designs. I'm gonna try and throw together something simpler, streamlined. But against what you're facing, what you might face, pointy sticks isn't gonna do it. Hopefully it'll never be relevant. I hope that this works. Y'all can stay on the run, and we can handle the problem. But just in case,
I get
better
it.
to have it, not need it.
Right. Yeah. Good call on that. Good call. Yeah.
And just in summary, he's probably going to spend the rest of his available time for the evening working with his father, figuring out what he's capable of as a beginning engineer, and start to try and create some simpler, low resource cost designs for them to make things to protect themselves with.
Yeah, sure. Your father has the base capabilities of like a level 2 artificer.
Oh, shit. Okay.
All of our NPC companions will become artificers. It is inevitable.
Sick.
Can I also get you to roll? Let me get you to roll insight, but with intelligence.
I stole some purple shimmery dice from downstairs. Had to keep it thematic,
Oh yeah.
Insight with intelligence, you said.
Yeah.
I don't think I've got that skill. So that would be a 19.
Okay. All right. We'll hang on to that for a moment. So you're spending the night out there in the shop, essentially getting these resources together, sort of gauging where your father is, how he can make these sort of things, and trying to like bring your designs down to a level to where he could produce them on a level. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool. Any other plans for the night before bed?
Jim's gonna grab the whole family. I'm gonna get Erish and Mop. We're all gonna use Bill as a nice big lean-to at least get a short rest, which will turn into a long rest unless someone wakes them up, probably.
Okay.
However that works.
Yeah, you guys easily just pile up, big pile of folks hanging out in the room.
Did Crowley ever come downstairs, or did he stay in the room with his daughter?
He stayed upstairs. Or downstairs with his daughter, wherever.
Pip, what were you saying?
Oh, I just say Pip at some point would have just kind of like gone exploring for a little bit, but she'd be back in plenty of time. Like she's not going to stay out late, but yeah, just kind of like familiarizing herself with, around, and then come back and find a corner to sleep in.
Absolutely.
Gannon would just watch that newsreel a couple times, just like to take his time with thinking about the information of each country's status before finding a corner to brood and sleep in.
Yeah, I had intended for Bill and Erish and Mop to be somewhere on the windswept beach, shell, whatever it is at this point, doing it outside. Just kind of, and Slick, of course, supposed to be a short rest, but if no one wakes them up, that's just what's going to happen.
Gotcha.
The fact that y'all can sleep out there, that's impressive.
It's a big dinosaur. We got a windbreak.
You got sand getting blown up your nose.
Okay. Anything else for tonight, folks? No?
I'm good for now.
All right.
I'm thinking. Dangerous occupation.
At the end of the night, Milo. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm sorry. I take that back. At a certain point when Pip came back from exploring, she would look around, and if she doesn't see Milo sleeping, she'd go looking for him.
Gotcha. I mean, that depends on how long Milo's going to stay up with Everett.
not terribly late. This is just kind of the initial evaluation and some brainstorming, probably till like 11, midnight at the latest.
I would say by that point,
Easily,
you
yeah.
can see your dad, like, your dad has been working long hours. You see it starting to get to him. That probably causes you to want to wrap it up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he shows signs of fatigue, then Milo will be like,
You've been pushing yourself really hard. We made some excellent progress. We'll pick it back up tomorrow. I'll think on it in the meantime as well.
Sounds like a plan.
stay maybe 30, 45 minutes after just to put some, finer points on notes, make a couple little test prototype things, and then head back.
Great. Probably would have wandered in as you were like doing your final notes or whatever, and she would have been like, "So, how you feeling?"
Glad they're safe. And the situation with your brother, everything go well? I didn't exactly stop to check. We were
No,
busy.
I've got him. So tomorrow morning, then.
Tomorrow morning.
Sorry,
Said you had a plan.
that's not Milo. That's not Milo going home. That is me going home while I check notes. Milo knows exactly what he's going to do. I am checking something.
To get the supplies necessary, I am probably going to have to make a trip to the mainland. I'll get the supplies I need for that as well. I'll be picking things up for the...
He kind of gestures vaguely at all these, blueprints and notes in front of him.
I can get both things at once, or should be able to.
This is gonna harden a little bit. And she's gonna be like, "Do you need help?"
Maybe, actually.
Whatever it takes.
Can I roll an insight check on you with your whatever it takes? With my
He said, really? Whatever it takes.
with my +1, that'll be a 15. How much would that be communicated through your demeanor and motivation for exactly how far you're willing to go to save your brother?
100%. This is the one time she's completely transparent. She means what she says.
As Milo is kind of looking at you very intensely and making eye contact as you say that, there'll be a few moments of hesitation, and a lot of the jitteriness, a lot of the almost social awkwardness that seems to be his main hallmark kind of falls away, and what you see is the Milo you saw when he first arrived through the portal. And he'll say,
I think I will need you along then. Bring the flask.
I'll be ready to go in the morning. Sleep well.
As well.
so he'd finish his notes and then go to bed.
Yeah, as Pip walks away, you finishing up your notes for the evening, you look at the communications device that Mr. Paul was working on, and it, with that insight check from earlier, a 19, that is a bit more advanced than you would expect from anyone on this island. More specifically, this is going to be going out to not just one person, but multiple people on wavelengths, and you see things that are meant to dampen signals and to more so encode messages. This is advanced.
And before he goes to bed, he would annotate all of its elements and such.
Yeah.
Take a few moments to kind of evaluate it.
Paul is left ancient old people sleeping time, so 7 p.m. he's gone.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna kind of look it over and then take note of all of its components and stuff. before he goes to bed. He's not gonna fuck with it or anything.
All of you go to sleep for the night. Milo, your dreams for the night are scattered. Specifically, something that I find, like, knowing OOC that Milo is asexual, I assume that dreams of a seductive succubus in ridiculous like sexy dreams would probably be more aggravating than anything else. But that is a lot of your dreams for that night. You get like
You're really surreal and weird, kind of like, sure, I guess.
like you get that look on your face at the first one, the second one you roll over, you go back to sleep. There's another one. She's like washing a sky carriage and like sprays herself with the hose, and you just hear like "She's my cherry pie" playing in the background. It's like ridiculous, over the top stuff. You roll over again, have another ridiculous, like over the top dream about her.
The third one, like,
Are you real, or are you just a weird fucking dream?
Make a quick Arcana check for me real quick.
oh, I'm good at those. 32.
It's because you still have her hair on you.
Ah.
You, with the 32 on that Arcana check, so I'm going to say hitting over a 30, you think that these dreams would persist and persist until you got so obsessed with her that you would seek her out and eventually like be a willing subject.
Disintegrate.
Are you disintegrating the hair?
Get out of my dreams!
No, but he will wake up. Once he's like, wake up, he's like,
Wait a sec.
just like, take it, put it in a vial, set it across the room, goes back to bed.
Silence.
Weird.
Drifting off into actual sleep.
Dude.
And then, after all these dreams, another dream finds you. You see that a scene where your friends, all of the Shining Vanguard here, are fighting a beholder in the Mournlands, and you are walking through them unseen, it seems. And you want to help, but you know that by doing so, you could cause more harm than good, ultimately. It's how these things work. Kasha dives out of the way of a disintegration beam. You, like, assist as much as you can, but her leg still goes. You see some giant Duragar there. Not exactly sure who that is, currently smacking the shit out of your friends, and then shakes his head, says I'm sorry, and then goes back to smacking the beholder, then goes back to smacking your friends, clearly charmed. You see Azur up there bringing out a scroll that's surrounded by wind and thunder and lightning. That's not what you're here for. You stride right by them, grabbing the chronolometer that you were sent here for. Chronolometer that is powered by the shard necessary for her return. As you're looking at it, a force of magic washes over the entirety of the room, the wish spell cast by Azur. The chronolometer disintegrating in your hand, you holding the shard in your hand. 4 out of 5. She only has 3. Your son, a white and gold shining automaton, looks over at you and says, "Father, do you know the location of this piece?"
How can you see me?
Artyom turns his head.
Hey, where is this one at, Milo?
Can I roll an insight check?
Sure.
You can certainly try.
with my +1, a dirty 20.
Holy shit! Nice.
That's pretty good.
Purple dice. I told you, I changed my dice color, changed everything.
Purple like Zoria.
Purple like my magic, huh?
Koshik,
Traitor.
not an illithid, but rather her blonde half-elf form laying on the ground, one leg gone at this very moment, looks at you. And says,
Where did it go?
Crowley, his masked form,
Shit.
looks through the door, calls across the room to you.
Malo's gonna try and wake up.
Why?
Cause
Wake up from what?
he is... Oh, is he not aware that he's dreaming like a memory or anything right now?
You're here, Milo.
Oh,
You have a piece of the shard in your hand.
gotcha.
Crowley looks across the stream from the doors behind, calling across the room.
Milo, we need to know. To obfuscate it.
Did that insight check tip him off to anything? Because I'm pretty certain what's going on, but I don't know if Milo would have picked up on that.
Ganduin, immediately by your side, turns to you and says,
Tell us, Milo, to make up for what you did.
I was shaking a d20 like I was gonna roll something. I don't even know what I was gonna fucking roll. Just like...
It's a cameo.
with a 20 on the insight, Ganduin wasn't there.
Shit.
Unsure if dream or illusion, he would try to find a way out. Milo knows more about these things than I do, but whatever he would know about how to break illusions or whatnot, that's what he would be doing.
You turn, you go to look for a way out, and she's standing there behind you once more, lavender skin, her horns, black ichor pouring from her eyes, grabbing you by the collar. Where is it? And you wake up. I want you to roll the wisdom saving throw.
I saw that part coming. Do, 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 do. I'm proficient, thank Jesus. I rolled a nat 20 and I'm proficient, thank Jesus.
He can't help you.
What's your total?
I can think of like 12 other things better. Be a 29.
Okay,
That's pretty good.
that's very good. Give me 2 seconds.
Just FYI, everyone, if a 29 doesn't beat it, then I can't beat it because that's as high as I can roll.
I know that feel. I know that feel.
With a 29. Oh, that's not bad. With a 29 on that roll, Milo, succeeding, you are jolted awake the next morning in your bed. Immediately after that, you're going to take 8 points of psychic damage as a massive migraine settles in.
Oh, shit.
And I need
Okay.
you, Milo, I need Pip, I need Koshik, and I need Ganduin to all roll me a d20 and let me know if you get a natural 1, please.
Yeah, we all corrupt.
16.
No, nat 1.
Okay, and we'll just wait on Koshik's here in a moment. No other changes at this very moment.
we are tanking this corruption like champs.
For sure.
He just said there are no visible. It's every time that you suppress it, it just gets to be that much more potent whenever you fail it. That's all it is. So
Well,
instead of
I
you
hope
going
I
like,
get like a tentacle arm.
no, it's more like you get like a line of tentacles down your back that are all hostile towards you.
Oh, that's much worse.
Gosh,
Instead of like,
Kurt, you
if
can't.
you just fail
my
it, if you
gosh.
fail it the first day, it's like one eye's purple now. That's crazy, right? But you make saves for like 2 weeks straight, and it's like, oh yeah, all this crazy stuff's gonna happen. You guys have been in there for like 6 weeks.
Growing.
How many saves you think?
I was just hoping I would get like a big old long like tentacle arm so I'd have a robo arm and a tentacle arm. It'd be all crazy looking, like kind of like a chaos spawn. Have a big old tentacle arm. Bow.
Jesus Christ.
That's for grabbing and for slapping.
However, you all get a long rest in.
Yeah.
Ah,
They're all
it's so good.
officially
max
level
HP
19.
I
went
feel like
down.
I appreciate sleep in D&D sometimes as much as I appreciate the sleep that I can't get in real life.
Oh. Oh. You don't think it'd be like that, but then it do.
But it do.
It do indeed.
Next morning comes, and it is back on you, Shining Vanguard.
True. Oh boy.
Fucking Artyom probably starts to fucking awake on the beach like, shit! That was like, much longer. Fuck!
You fell asleep outside, Artyom?
Hell yeah.
Give me a perception check.
Where you got so much sand, like where there shouldn't be
I
sand.
rolled a 4, so 16.
16? I mean, I don't think it's terribly hard. Once the clouds clear out for the night, you can actually see the stars overhead, what you were looking at earlier, and realized that the Sybaris belt was no longer there. Looking up into the night sky above, you see sort of hexagonal patterns across the entirety of the sky of Eberron.
Hexagonal patterns?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by like patterns? Like rocks shaped into patterns?
Halo.
Or...
Halo 3 bubble shield.
Right, yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Hmm?
So it looks like a bubble, like a legitimate shield?
With the 16, I'm gonna say you need a little bit closer look at it, but as you're sort of falling asleep, you notice this. I'll say that with a 16.
Okay. Can I not see that during the day? I imagine it would be harder or something like that.
Yeah, it's much harder to see during the day, but it's very visible at night.
Okay. All right. Shit. Yeah. Artyom at like the crack of fucking dawn's gonna go arouse the shit out of the Shining Vanguard, like, ah! Like some fucking Home Alone type kind of shit. Like, we overslept.
We overslept. Ah.
Fucking got 50 people packed into a fucking basement. Like, ah! Everyone wake up! The world's literally ending.
He's like, guys, we overslept at like 6 in the morning. Like, everybody's like, ah,
Yes.
God.
Yes.
It's so not early. That's fucked.
Immediately wakes up like the fucking newborn kid hadn't even been on Earth for 24 hours. It's just
You
fucking
hear it in the other
screaming,
room.
making everyone fucking miserable.
Baby crying as you run through screaming, trying to wake folks up. Audrey is helping out Autumn at this point. She has fallen into that role because no one else is there to assist her, so that is what she is doing.
She's a good person. Nice.
We'll go drink pineapple juice in the kitchen.
So
Waiting on Milo.
what is the plan for today, guys?
Get everyone up. We'll prepare spells. We'll get some messages, and then
Win.
as soon as
Sorry, Brittany, now that you're back, let me get you to roll a d20 for me. Just let me know if you roll a natural one.
Alrighty. I did not. I rolled a 2.
Oh shit!
Twice as good as what you needed.
You turn into a double illithid.
Double it. She's got tentacles in the
on the
back of her head too.
Yep.
All right.
Both sides.
Webbed.
So,
She's
Shining
got like
Vanguard,
a
it's on you
tentacle
guys.
comb over.
What you doing today?
You
are all woken up at the crack of dawn at 6 a.m.
Crowley was already awake.
Crowley's already awake.
We'll get everyone awake. We'll get our spells prepared, and then we'll try and head on out to Zarashak, and see if we can't get a method of infiltrating Zoriat without going batshit crazy.
Not a bad idea.
Free Wilbur.
Before we leave, I want to ask Crowley something. Crowley, you now have the magics necessary to send your. I muted myself in the middle of that sentence.
Yeah, I was about to say, wait.
I just like silence.
Yeah, he said, I don't want to have this conversation. Fuck off.
Oh, you'll cast silence. Me too. Double silence.
You can't. I already cast silence.
I'll stick my head out of the bubble long enough to cast an extra silence. But you have your magic necessary today to reach out to your other self.
Yes,
See if
of
he
course.
still lives.
I can do that after I'm done here. Should be. What do you need to send out to him? Just to make sure he's alive. It's 25 words or more. It seems like a waste, you know. I'm just saying.
I would like an update on the state of Korth. If it still stands, General Thorum, who is in charge, that kind of information.
It will be done.
Nod, leave him to whatever the fuck he's doing.
Send Koshik down here, thank you.
Where are you? Isn't Koshik down here?
Crowley's in a
Probably.
separate room down here.
Oh.
Crowley's in the room with his daughter at the moment.
That's crazy.
Got the guy out here.
Koshik just has telepathy within like 120 feet, right? Oh, she has to focus.
Well,
on
that is
people
true.
to
I
hear
just
him.
couldn't hear everybody.
Or does she just kind of ambivalent? Like, does she just kind of hear people just in general? That would be
surface thoughts and
maddening.
stuff. She can file it away. She's a mind flayer.
Oh yeah, right.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I couldn't at first.
I'm not gonna go get her. I'm just gonna think about that Crowley wants Koshik. That's good enough.
Koshik, you get the sense that Crowley needs you.
Go to find him.
He is in a room downstairs, one of the several offshoot rooms of this bunker down below, with his daughter. It's on you guys.
Oh, I don't know if you heard me knock on my desk. I have.
No.
Okay.
I just saw you nomming delicious things.
Can you hear it now?
Enter.
Knock, knock, knock.
I mean, it's not my room, so what do you want?
You needed me.
Yes, I want you to come and take a look at my daughter with me. She's grown far weaker since we last saw her, and I just wanted to see if there was anything you could do before I took the next step.
Which is?
Higher magics to see if we can't make her feel any better.
Dangerous magics, Crowley?
Only a simple wish.
All right, well, let's see if there's anything I can do. We got a long rest, right?
Mm-hmm.
You pop that long rest button real quick. Okay. Confirm. Yes, give me the spell slots back. Koshik, can I examine his daughter and then roll to see if maybe like a greater restoration would help?
Sure. I'll have you. You guys can both roll if you want to. Medicine, if you're looking for something physical. Arcana, if you're looking for something metaphysical. You just tell me what you're looking for.
Probably something metaphysical. I feel like that is her problem. Her issue. I feel like it's not purely physical because I've already looked at her before, right?
Right. Well, no, I don't think you have actually. I think the only one that's looked at her currently is Crowley.
Oh.
Yeah. Medical would give you like, or medicine check would give you like, if like her body is failing, how quickly is it failing, that sort of thing. Metaphysical might give you the cause behind it. So
that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the cause.
Sure.
Okay. Do I still have that inspiration?
I can give you a new one.
Yeah, give me a new inspiration just in case.
Pats on back. I won't hold it against you if you fail.
Good to know. I probably
Inspiration.
won't. Okay. 14 plus 11 for 25. Do I need to roll the inspiration?
You tell me, doctor.
I'll roll it because I just want to get more information out of it if I can.
DM, I'm going to interject real quick. Just when you get the opportunity, if you could check your messages.
Total is 32.
30.
That's a nice 7.
2.
Yes, that's what I rolled. You can see it on D&D Beyond.
It's almost like my character sheet's on there too.
Both looking at her. Tell me what you're doing. Set the scene for me.
I guess Kaushik's just gonna she's on a bed, I assume. I'm just gonna have her lay in the middle of the floor. I'm gonna approach her. At first I'm gonna be like, because she's like conscious, right? She was talking to Crowley.
She's mostly unconscious, but you could wake her for short answers if you needed them.
Well, I don't want to ask her any questions. I just want to. Well, I guess I kind of do want to ask her questions. I just want to. I guess I'll wake her up gently and be like, "Is it all right with you if I do a little examination, see if I can figure out what's going on with you?"
She like, with as much energy as she can muster, being in her weakened state, recoils from you. Sees her dad there. I'm just gonna keep the 40 from last night going as you squeeze her hand, assuring her that it's okay, and she just sort of gently nods her head.
Wonderful.
Crowley's just going to keep humming while she's doing the examination.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, "Wonderful, your father's right here, okay?" And then I will do my, what was it, 32 total? My 32 total examination. What do I get?
Yeah, tell me what you're...
Oh, you want me to still actually do something?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess...
Like, you're making an Arcana check just looking at a person right now, right? Tell me what you're sort of drawing on to figure out what's wrong with her.
I'm gonna put my little hands or whatever I have just like where at on her face. She's laying down. I don't want to make it real weird. I'll do it like on her like her forehead or like her temples or whatever. Let's put my little hands, whatever, on her and just try to like just close my eyes and just try to like, what is it called? Like the mindfulness breathing and trying to connect with, like, you know how Artem connects with nature, like that, but with her. Even if I could, I would even like to try to hear her surface thoughts.
Yeah, there's not honestly a lot going on there. There is, initial fear as your fingers like start their places on her face and head. There is the fear that's going through her mind that what you are. And then sort of back behind all of that, or rather suppressing that, the humming that Crowley's doing is kind of harmonized in her head, along with Crowley's like outside humming. With it 30, as you sort of go 32, going forward into sort of diving into this and trying to connect with her on a psionic level, for all intents and purposes, with your new mind flare form. information comes in the fact that you cannot establish one solid connection. Instead, it is shattered and broken and missing pieces. Like a piece of her when the ritual happened, or maybe not even just a piece, but as that ritual happened when you assisted Crowley the first time, things shattered, broke, and went missing. And because they are not there, just the simple life force that maybe Kashik would feed on if she were permanently lost,
Mm-hmm.
it's not there.
Okay. So it doesn't sound like a greater restoration would help, huh?
No, you think it is very much beyond greater restoration. With the magics that Crowley's talking about, you know that potentially, you know, pulling something via a wish, but you know, something or nothing, something can't come from nothing. So
Right.
repairing it is one thing. However, putting the pieces back is something else, right?
Right. I will step away from her, giving her like a gentle little rub down the face, a little gentle pat pat, and turn to Crowley. This is gonna take higher magics, Crowley. There's nothing that I can do, and I honestly don't even know if there's anything that you can do. There are pieces missing. She's entirely broken, and I don't know. It can't be fixed if they can't be found. Cryptic, I know.
No, it's okay. That made perfect sense to Crowley.
As cryptic things tend to.
But still, I must try. And if necessary, try again. Thank you for taking the time every morning to observe her. I will see what I can do from here on.
Kashik will give him a little pat. Maybe like reach out to grab his hand and give it a little pat. I'm not going to discourage you from trying. She's worth it. And then Kashik will turn and leave, confused as to why she wasn't able to do something, since she's so good at magic. She's like, how
I just
could
said a
this
greater
be?
restoration wouldn't work.
Well, Kashik ain't got anything else. Well,
Nothing.
I guess I do also have. Well, I mean, I also have a wish, but Crowley also has a wish, so do I. Listen, Kashik just leaves the room.
Very well. Kashik leaving the room. What is Crowley's plan past this point? Are you gonna be ruminating for a while, or?
Yeah, Crowley's considering if he was a bit too hasty, if he should have perhaps waited until the possibility of true resurrection was a thing. But we're well beyond that point, and he is ruminating on it, but he is going to firmly start, like, his little melancholy children's song is going to start turning into just chanting slowly as he starts to call upon all the spirits as far as he can, if he can, the entirety of Tiki Tiki, and start drawing them toward him.
Okay.
All right. And
you let me know, man. This is your rodeo.
Nice. Hey, you just tell me when to stop.
Do it.
It's like, and he's gonna place his forehead against his daughter's, like, I wish for you to be restored perfectly, completely, and to no longer suffer this pain, my little star. And he's gonna cast Wish.
You cast Wish.
Spiritual boom.
spiritual boom shakes the island of Tuki, calling on all of the past spirits that have traveled through this place and called this place home. Well, you know I need one more roll from you.
It's a 2 DM.
A 2?
Well, I'm sorry. It's a 1d4, right? If for wish, am I crazy?
It's a D100.
D100,
Oh, it's a D100.
and you want above a 33.
You do not want a 2.
For some reason, I must have got systems crossed here. Let's try it again.
I was about to say 2. That is rough.
48.
48.
Woo. Go.
Tell me what it looks like, Crowley. Casting wish in this way, a way that it's not meant to be used. What it looks like is you restore your daughter's soul, repairing it and putting it back together.
The spirits begin to converge on Crowley with such intensity that there's a flare of green light coming from within his eyes, from beneath the mask that is now his face, as the face itself begins to twitch, as the entity begins to react to the power, and just convulse, veins sprouting out across his body as, you know, the green light goes down to his mouth, and he starts to breathe life into his daughter once again, converting this energy of souls and power and spirits, all this knowledge, into every single lifetime. He's seeing lifetimes from many and putting that knowledge into reconstructing his daughter perfectly as he remembered her, calling from spirits all the way to the Mournlands to bring her soul into one.
Loud spell on a just monumentous amount of magic flowing from Crowley. Crowley, I want you to please roll me one more dice, and this is going to be a charisma saving throw. As that green light pushes from your eyes and your mouth, the entity within the mask reacting to it, you feel it begin to attempt to escape from you and into your daughter.
What an asshole.
That's a 25. And does Crowley feel this, etc., trying to happen?
You feel it starting to happen. You feel like as that green light and as the twitch happens in your face, you feel that slender arm like creeping out of the side of your mouth as your mask and your jaw distends down, mask opening impossibly wide.
Another mouth will appear on the side of his face and speak harshly to the creature as it tries to escape. You can cite the rules of the contract so you can remember them. You are bound to me. You will never touch my daughter. You are bound.
Scraping against the light like nails on a floor as something is dragged back in at your words. Is sealed. You see color nearly immediately restoring to your daughter's face. As her eyes flutter open. She looks at you and smiles.
Crowley will return the smile. The mask face being one of, like, almost looks human now, like almost like the old face of the person before the mask Crowley, as it just starts to form into his own, and he smiles at her and he says, "My little star," and then he'll fall back and drop to the floor.
I need help. You guys hear from one of the back rooms. You hear a maybe not familiar voice to you all, but do you hear the voice of Crowley's daughter calling out, "I need some assistance. Help! I'm okay. I promise, neighbors."
Oh God.
He's being murdered again.
Jeez.
If Milo hears someone screaming for help, he was probably like gathering supplies and getting himself ready for the.
He pulls out guns. Ready to rock.
Not immediately.
Got trigger discipline.
He's just, he just popped the little button on the holster. He's not pulling them out yet.
He said, and so I started blasting.
Milo, you run in, you see Crowley collapse onto the floor. His daughter, who you had maybe seen a couple of times with color returned to her face, she is actively trying to pick him up, like off of the floor and into the bed.
What happened?
I don't know. I just need help. She's trying to lift him up onto the bed or into a chair.
Milo will like medicine check this guy, like check his vitals, see if Crowley's all right.
Yeah, Crowley can tell you what you find.
No pulse, no heart. No, I'm kidding. I'm sure it's very different from a regular human body. So, but you probably would find, if you did a medicine check, or at least Arcana, you would see that he's like blown out a lot of his magical systems at one go. So that's probably what like a very huge surge of magic took place and, really messed with his body just then.
The medicine check was only a 14, but the Arcana check was a 31.
Oh, he is. Really? Okay, it's not even breakfast yet. You've burned yourself out. Let's go. Should be. Get a little too much too fast, I'm guessing. Here, you're looking great, by the way.
Thank you.
And will try his best to awkwardly manhandle Crowley onto the bed.
Okay.
Got 12 strength.
She will assist you in doing so.
He won't remember the bruises anyway.
As his head just conks into like the nightstand.
Can he bruise?
The face just sputters into a spider and reaches out for Milo.
Oh shit!
God.
Just get punched in the face.
You help him, or you help Crowley's. You help Crowley to the bed, helping out Crowley's daughter lift him up.
And he would also pretty much immediately use his earpiece to do ascending to Kaushik.
Hey, Crowley did something. Channeled too much magical power, passed out, got him in his bed. Would really like some help.
Kaushik's already on her way if she heard the yelling too. So Kaushik comes into the door. Kaushik is coming into the door as Milo is sending that message to her.
It's funny, like
Really
Kaushik probably
fast.
just closed the door and then immediately, like, boom, this all just happened. Would they feel like a lot of how much spiritual energy just passed through this arcane energy?
Yeah, I imagine like the entire bottom area and even the top windows of the Goggins hut just sort of like flash with green light in one big pulse.
Nice.
So
Very Hollywood.
yeah.
While Milo is like checking on Crowley or whatever, I'm going to look at his daughter real quick.
Yeah.
Because I'm assuming what he did. He told me what he was going to do, so like, okay. I just didn't know it was going to be so soon. Which Kaushik says, I didn't know it was going to be so soon.
What
How
was
are
going to
you?
be so soon?
How are you, darling? Ignoring Milo talking to Crowley's daughter.
I'm okay. You see like actively her color pulling back. She's still, frail and everything.
Yeah.
Like she hasn't been eating very well for the past, weeks and weeks at this point. But looks so like way better than she has any reason to in this short amount of time. Crowley has absolutely done something probably ill-advised for himself in order to make this happen, which he told you he would.
Yeah. Kaushik knows how that works because she can do it too. So what's her answer to Kaushik? And just Kaushik's like, how are you, darling?
She
You look
thinks about it
amazing.
for a second.
Of
Hungry.
course you are. She's gonna try to like holler up the stairs as loud as her little tentacles will let her. Can someone bring some food, please?
Audrey does walk in with cookware, but it is not for cooking at this very moment as someone has screamed help, and she is here with a cast iron, using it as like a sword at the moment.
She knows what's up. Audrey, can you get us some food?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Are you okay? Can he hear me? Are you okay, Mr. Crowley?
He's gonna be in a bad way.
He's unconscious. He's unconscious. Can't hear you.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think.
He can't hear you.
He is weird, but I don't think.
Okay, yeah. Let's get you some. I'm in the middle of a lot right now. There's a baby upstairs. There's
Right.
you are now. All right, I'll be right back. She leaves out of here. Bring
Yeah,
back
you
food.
look great. What the fuck happened?
Milo. One
Yes.
second, please. And motions to step over with him. No, I'm motioning to step over with you. I'm not telling you to give me a second with her. I'm telling you to give me a second with you.
Yeah, yes.
Like cuts his eyes at each of the Crowleys in the room. Or, fuck, what is Crowley's last name? I'm mind blanking.
Crowley.
Crowley.
Crowley and Crowley Juniorette.
Okay, perfect. Crowley Crowlette.
Yes.
Crowley has done some very strong magics to get his daughter back.
Oh yeah,
He is
I picked up on that.
going to be in a very bad way for a very long while. There may be some things that I can do to help him along, but he's not going to be the same, and he's going to be having a bad time for a bit.
Okay, well, we are planning and recuperating, so I guess if it had to happen, now's the time. What do you mean a long time?
It'd be days, maybe a week or so.
Ooh, that one's a bit spicier, but workable, I guess.
So we notate all of the consequences of casting Wish. Most of us know them, but just so everybody knows, after you take 1d10 necrotic damage per level of that spell, each time you cast a spell until you finish a long rest. So Crowley's doing this first thing in the morning. If you cast a spell today, you're going to take 1d10 necrotic damage per level of that spell. Damage can't be reduced in any way. Your strength drops to 3 immediately if it isn't 3 or lower already. And
Listen.
your strength is going to be 3 for 2d4 days if you want to go ahead and roll the 2d4.
Man, a shadow would just absolutely wreck Crowley right now.
6.
A literal, normal human butterfly, not human, but like
His
actual,
health is
just
still
normal butterfly
19.
would wreck Crowley right now.
The fuck is a human butterfly? I'm now very
That's
concerned
like
as
not
to what
human,
you
but
consider
like a-
normal.
That's what's
A literal
flying in
normal,
right now.
real world butterfly would wreck Crowley right now.
Maybe
Milo
in an arm
smiles
wrestling
and casts
competition.
strength drain.
The nice cool breeze just snaps my neck.
Right.
Audrey brings in some food, water, and all this other sort of thing, trying to take care of you folks. Cast iron holstered, but brings in, and your daughter sitting there, and for the first time in a long time, takes care of you, Crowley.
I appreciate it subconsciously.
Kaushik, I have some errands to run. I'll be gone for maybe most of the day. I will be going back to the mainland. Do you need anything?
Grab your Red Bull from the gas station. Yeah.
So you're going back to the mainland? It's
Wait.
just like you're just gonna pop on over?
I mean, he
Yeah.
can. I'm not sure that I need anything. Maybe ask the others.
I'd like supplies, resources. All right.
Cody, are you still good with that insight check?
Say again?
Are you still good with that insight check?
Which one? Sorry.
Oh,
Oh, yes. Yes.
okay.
Sure.
Tasha, can you go ahead and make me an insight check real quick?
Oh, sure.
What's happening?
Oh, that was weird.
You set the
So-
DC here, Milo. You tell me.
Gotcha. I have a tiered DC in mind, so.
Sure.
Insight. So it's plus 11. That's good. 17. Wait. Yeah, if the dot's at the bottom, it's a 6, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Like
yeah,
it's the dots
dot
of the
is
big
determined.
circle? The dots of the circle is a
Yeah,
6? Okay,
yeah.
yeah, okay, 17.
Yeah. All right. Well, with the second tier of the DC being 15, Milo seems a little, not sad per se, but a little grim. Like he has some not happy about it, but I gotta handle business vibe to him when he first says he has to go back to the mainland. It's there for just a few moments. And like I was telling Pippa, it is a bit of a moment of that angry, driven Milo you saw when he first appeared back on the deck. But it's gone shortly thereafter. It wasn't in full force. He wasn't like, I gotta go back to the mainland. But it was just a little bit of that harder edge for a moment.
Kaushik is going to walk out with Milo as he's leaving so that she can talk to him privately.
Yeah.
Sure, he's...
Oh, I thought you were
Oh,
gonna
are
stay
you leaving right
care
now?
of-
Okay.
Yeah, he was like, hey, I'm getting ready to bounce. Do you need anything? No? All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk out with him and be like, I'm gonna go back and take care of it, but look, I know things are different now. And I know that I'm different now, but you're still my best friend, Milo, and there's something wrong. What is it?
Well, you mean besides the obvious?
I mean, with you.
Oh, I'm as fine as can be under the circumstances, I suppose.
I don't think so. Can I listen to his surface thoughts?
Oh my goodness.
How
What are
dare
friends
you.
for aside from invading your most personal of spaces?
Listen,
She
he's my
gets-
best
she
friend.
gets
His
surface
personal
thoughts.
spaces are my
Right?
personal spaces.
So you're gonna forgive me when I do this then, okay?
She gets
How does
surface
that
thoughts.
ability
Surface
work?
thoughts. I get surface thoughts from everybody, bro. I'm just focusing in.
Detect thoughts is she gets your surface thoughts, whatever's immediately on your mind. If she wants to probe any deeper, then it's an action on her part and a wisdom saving throw, I believe.
Then
I'm
you've heard probably
specifically. Go
a
ahead.
dozen times of Artyom being extraordinarily suspicious of Gandalf not doing shit with his kid.
I mean, that is suspicious. He hasn't even gone down there. I'm suspicious too, but I've got bigger fish to fry. I specifically want to do this after I say, I don't think so. When he says he's as fine as he can be given the circumstances, and hopefully get the reaction to that in his surface thoughts.
So you say you don't think so, and then you are reading his surface thoughts.
Yes, sir.
It's not really about him at all. Something to do with Pippa. Something. There is like some shopping list stuff floating around, like, need to get, 30 grams of, cedarwood powder and this, that, and the other. And then just kind of traced through it almost with like veins or marbling. You have these, I'm trying to envision how it is from your perspective. So like these little images floating across the surface to the backdrop of a ironclad determination, like a do what needs to be done kind of attitude. And it's red.
Mm.
And I would say somewhere around here, Pippa would walk up, like disconcertingly cheery, with a little bit of like Matt Smith swagger kind of thing, and kind of like, all right, ready, Milo?
Well, I ran down after I heard the screaming. I left some supplies upstairs. I'll be right back down.
Yeah. Everything all right?
Oh, Tasha, I have to get moving. You can fill her in.
He's gonna like dart off to go get his bags.
Hey, but do you know what he's planning to do to help your brother?
No. I don't know. I don't care. As long as it works.
Fair enough. Then I'll fill her in on everything that has happened with Crowley and his daughter, and well, she was there for the baby, so yeah. I was like, wait, another big event happened. What was it? Forgot about the baby. Whoops. Forgot about the birth of the demon child. So
Demon
just-
child.
He's
I
not the
fill her in
Antichrist
on
yet.
Crowley and his daughter, and I will say, I know that you probably want to be there when he's helping your brother, but I think that I could help him, but someone will be needed to look after Crowley and his daughter. Could I ask you to help them out while I'm helping him? No offense.
Ask me what?
To help Crowley and his daughter out while I'm helping Milo instead of you being there. No offense, but your presence isn't going to do anything for your brother. Mine might.
No.
No.
No one is putting my brother in danger without me being there. Not going to happen.
Your brother's not going to be in any danger. What danger would your brother possibly be in?
My understanding is that this isn't 100%. That there is a chance. And no, I appreciate it, and I'll definitely help after. But no, I'm not going to not be there.
That's fine. I guess maybe we can get Gandalf to help.
I'm sure Gandalf will help. You know he's a softie.
The irony. Right. I'm gonna help Milo grab his supplies. We'll be down soon, and then I'll go up and help Milo grab his supplies, and we'll come down soon.
Good crap.
And by that, I mean I'm going to corner Milo and be like, "Listen to me, Milo Goggins." Do I know his middle name? What's your
I
middle
like
name?
steps out of his door. He's got like a couple of like satchels, and he's got his stuff. His
What?
What's your? I know your middle name, right? What's your middle name? Henry.
Milo does not have a middle name.
Ernest.
Theodore.
Ooh, Theodore. That's good.
I'll just say-
Dude, he could go by Teddy.
Theodore's good. Milo Teddy Goggins.
Anyway, sorry. Milo Goggins, you listen to me right now. If you're planning on doing anything stupid, I will never forgive you.
Milo will appear to choose his words very carefully, and what he says to you, and what with that previous insight check you would know to be, pretty much true is,
I'm not putting any of us, myself, Pippa, or her brother, in danger. I'll be
Milo?
back soon.
Milo's
soon
gonna
as
be
I-
angry at me. Puts a hand on his chest and deep thought probes into his noggin.
It's a wisdom saving throw.
For Milo, right? Or for me? Oh, well, I know I need to make one for my thing, but
You need to make a constitution
con
saving
save.
throw.
Yeah, con.
Milo will need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Dirty 20 for my con.
Success.
wisdom, you said?
I believe it's wisdom. Let me look up the tech thoughts real quick. I think it is.
Here, I can double check.
I believe it is as well.
If it is, it will be a 25.
Oh, hell. Wait, try again. Roll again, but roll a little lower this time.
Use your 7 portent on you.
What?
Wait,
Forcefully.
he only has to roll the wisdom saving throw if he wants to fight it, right?
Oh no, you would 100% run into like, if it's like if you envision it as like astrally projecting into his mind to see what's there,
Mhm.
you would just hit a like shimmering purple wall.
Oh.
Purple like
Okay,
Spider-Man.
can I ask you? Well, I guess Kaushik wouldn't know. Well, Kaushik might know. Would that be your doing or something that was done to you?
That Milo's magic has already been shown as that.
Oh,
kind
shimmering
of,
purple.
like-
Okay, perfect. Yeah, you're right. So feeling that resistance from Milo and actively knowing that he is trying to keep me out of his head, Kaushik is going to get angry, and Kaushik is going to push Milo.
Milo is already like squinting at her. He's like,
Why would you do that?
And then you get pushed.
Push him. Stop lying to me, Milo.
I have not lied to you.
Then why are you trying to keep me out?
First of all, you tried to delve into my thoughts without permission. That's wrong. I trust you.
I don't trust you right now, Milo.
I've already told you I'm not endangering myself or Pippa.
Squints. Fine. Do whatever you want. And then I'll turn around and walk out. Walking by Pippa going down the stairs. I'm not helping him anymore. If you need me, I'll be with Crowley.
He's trying to help her brother.
I know. I'm just
like,
telling her where I'm going to be.
fuck that guy trying to save your brother.
Is Milo
Fuck
exiting?
that guy and fuck your brother. You're cool,
is
though.
Milo exiting the hut before he Alakazams his way off the island?
in theory, but I need a quick rundown of where are, because I know Sharn is fucking lost, as
It's
is
bad.
Karnath. What was the, I don't have the list with me, I suck. What was the places that were still holding that still had like civilization and such?
Rain.
Demon Waste, Eldine Reaches, Droam, Breland, Thrain, Kibara, and Argoon.
I think you can take Droam off that list.
I mean,
They're not
you
doing so
probably,
hot.
you could probably just get anything you wanted out of any of the shops in the Maror holds. You just need to make sure you have some sort of anti-stonifying.
Just cover your
agent.
eyes. Navigate by
there-
feeling.
There's just like a whole city of Medusa. Like,
Oh,
what the fuck is he doing here?
a bunch of Medusa walking their pet basilisks. Like,
Yeah.
Riding their Gorgons.
riding their Gorgons.
I'm not even going to try and like rapidly research this. I'm just going to ask the dungeon master. Knowing that, you know, Breland was more or less intact other than Sharn, he would be keeping in mind a like urban center besides Sharn, like a city, a more populous one. What's up?
Rote. You guys have been there before.
Rote. Oh, perfect. That makes
We
this
know
even
people
fucking
there.
easier.
That is Nilbo's hometown and where Neela and Lydia were said to be.
And that's also where Quanti made a little like community where he was keeping them, right? Like he invited them to move into like, here's this housing that I have generously erected for you.
Correct. He's a
Interesting.
philanthropist, looking out for the well-being of those that are displaced from the morning.
Totally.
What is the answer to that question I sent you on Messenger?
Well, let me think about that one on break.
Gotcha. Sounds good.
I asked my question once again. Is Milo exiting the hut to depart?
I mean, Pippa just came to him, so probably not. He would have exited the hut to go find her.
I mean, exiting the hut to cast like whatever spell you are to leave.
Teleport.
Teleport. Okay, but you're not exiting the hut. You're just going to do it from right inside.
She's there, yeah, probably.
Okay.
Okay.
I would also just like to remind everybody before we really get going with doing stuff for this adventuring day, we still have magic items that we have not distributed or have had attuned
that's
to.
right.
We have the Demonomicon of Igwil, fucking Archmage robes, fucking the Mortar and Pestle of Baba Yaga, a ring of the Orator, who's the best user for that, is currently unconscious, an Amulet of the Plains, and then whatever the fuck I stole off of 2 corpses.
Yo, give me that amulet of plains. Another one.
Another one.
You
They just
put 'em
you just line
together.
them up on the same necklace.
No, he wears multiple of them on like different chains, like he's a hip hop artist with
Hey,
Different.
oh,
necklaces and such.
that goes kind of hard. I just each of them is an Amulet of the Plains.
If you put them together, it teleports each half of your body to a different plane.
What a good weapon.
All right. As you're getting ready to depart to Rote, and the rest of our party is getting ready to, or at least some of our party getting ready to go to the opposite side of Corvair to Zarashak to maybe retrieve Kortalagla. That's where we're going to go on break. So don't go anywhere, folks. Hope you're having fun, and drop a follow if you haven't yet. Much love. We'll be right back.
Bye, 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 bye.
And hello, everyone.
Hi.
Why it still stutters at screen transitions. Hello, we're
Hi,
back.
hi.
It is us, Hard Knock Dice, and we are going
True.
across Eberron. Last we left off, our adventurers here, our heroes, our shining vanguard showed up on the island of Tuki, also an ancient dragon turtle, where Milo's parents, Audrey and Everett Goggins, have found their residence to be and are now currently running what is essentially like a refugee camp, where they are sending out airships to go rescue people from the mainland from the Zoriad incursion, bringing them back here to at least more safe lands, not necessarily completely safe. Crowley, using a wish spell, restored the shattered pieces of his daughter's soul at great cost to himself. Gandalin is a a deadbeat dad. Koshik and Milo got into a bit of a tiff when he would not reveal further what his plans may or may not have been. And that is where we left off, with the party also looking at some of the magic items that they recently acquired. So, Shining Vanguard, we were talking about the items you found at Sorakatra's hut, one of which was the Mortar and Pestle. Who got that? Milo got that. All right. Is that an attunement item?
It is.
It is? What do you drop an attunement for?
Nothing. I have Mystic Conflux.
Oh, what is it? I have
It's
no
one of
clue
my
what that
feats.
means. What is
I
that?
get a 4th attunement slot. That's the feat.
Goddamn. Sick.
Also, you can get the cast Identify like for free once a day.
Nice.
Yeah, also that. It's the magic item feat.
All right. And then we had the Demonomicon.
Howdy.
Yeah, I think that and the
Is that
Ring
attunement?
of the Orator.
And the Ring of
Yes.
Orator to Crowley? Or
Yep.
both of those are attunement, right?
Yarp.
What do you drop an attunement to?
Well, we'll ring for one, and I'll decide on the other whenever I get to it.
Okay, so you're currently only attuned to the ring?
Yes, and I will figure out the other one in a second.
Okay. All right. And then the robes of the Archmagi, I think, were spoken with alignment.
Yeah.
As we have discussed, they are the nipple tassels of evil. So get that.
I was imagining more like a
mental-
Sith robe kind of situation, but you know, here.
Yeah, that is what it's more like. Dark robes. Cool.
Gandican.
And what would you say?
I said Gandican.
Gandican.
Anakin.
Yeah. And what else was there? Was that it?
Amulet of the Plains.
Amulet of the Plains.
Who did get the Amulet of the Plains?
Pippa does, and she's not going to attune to it right now. She's just going to wear it for the time being. So
Just
you can
an
do it on
extra
an as needed
necklace.
basis.
And then Gandalin stole some magical items off of
I
the crushed corpses.
They were dead. It's not stealing.
Called grave robbing for a reason.
That's not a grave. They were corpses on the ground.
That's where they were dead. That is technically a grave.
So anywhere someone dies is considered a grave.
Until they're moved.
Interesting. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Noted.
I feel like this is going to be a statement that will come back to haunt us somewhere down the line. Like, you said it needs to be in a graveyard. This
Oh.
looks like a lot of dead bodies around. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Yo, that's really
But
smart.
certainly it's gonna come back.
Guys, we need a graveyard. Wizard, 1 second. Cast
Fireball.
fireball into a fucking room full of people. Graveyard. Handled.
So
Yeah, that's
what you
actually
were
kinda
able
smart.
to grab off of one item each.
Subject changed.
You grabbed one item off of Leovold and one item off of his mage. Just quickly grabbing it before your friends teleported away. Grabbing off of Leovold himself, you found a silver horn on his obviously these things look magical, that's why you grabbed them to begin with, and it's a silver horn. Not gonna make you guys go through the whole song and dance of ritually casting identify, I'm sure you guys would, but it is a silver horn of Valhalla. Essentially what you can do is summon berserkers with that.
Stick.
You can tell us what that looks like, but it is essentially calling on spirits of past to come and aid you in a battle. And then what you grabbed that off of Leovold. The other thing that you grabbed off of the mage, an interesting set of looking boots. Specifically, he has notes on them about more humanoid types of folks coming out of these breaches wearing them that are not completely insectoid themselves. It seems
They
like
were wearing what?
like greaves, like boots essentially.
Okay.
Yeah, that are made of like chitin with the backs of them sort of spiked off, and kind of like a cricket's would be. You grabbed a pair of swarm striders, and what those allow you to do. I pick this up to read it. These carapace boots has rows of spurs on the back like legs of, they say grasshopper, I'm gonna say cricket because that makes more sense to me. As a bonus action, you can target 2 allies within 30 feet of you that are not deafened by rasping the spurs, creating a swarm song melody. As a reaction, each creature can choose to copy the exact movement that you take until the end of their turn, until they would exceed their own movement speed, and that movement does not provoke opportunity attacks. The creature cannot copy movement such as flight unless it too can fly. And I'll put that. That is not in D&D Beyond quite yet, but I'll get that over to you. Inside of those boots, you see wrapped up along with some brief explanation of that you find a couple of documents which looks more like instruction and research than anything else, and to decipher them you can give me an Arcana check if you wish.
Me?
Yes. That's it. You find them inside of the boots. When you're like looking through them, you hear like moving around in them.
Sure. Holy shit. Let me make sure. I realized I just rolled that. I'm pretty sure I have advantage on Arcana. Yeah, I do. Fucking hell. That's a nat 20 for a 19.
With a nat 20, while you may not know the specifics, you definitely get to the point, like in his notes down below, where he's referencing what he's talking about and why you need certain ingredients. He's talking about something that he was researching while he was there. He didn't get the chance to put any together. But the ingredients that could potentially make folks immune to the effects of the corrupting nature of Zoriat for some time. He says that it does have some trade-offs for like once it lasts its duration or whatever the case is. It had some pretty nasty effects, but nothing that's like super horrific. Just some like vomiting up, and some folks went into a stupor for a. Well, Crowley just went into a stupor into oblivion, I guess, and took her cameras with him. Essentially, what you get, and you can look this up. You'll have to make sure you activate partnered content on D&D Beyond. But you essentially get the instructions on how to make what is called in D&D Beyond Aqua Expurgo.
Aqua Expurgo.
Mm-hmm. The ingredients to which are listed as 500 gold worth of materials, 250 gold of which needs to be an orange gemstone, 250 of which needs to be an anticoagulant of some sort, and the blood of an aberration from Zoriat.
Let me apparently make sure that we got partnered content turned on, because it's not letting me see it. So it would be an item, correct?
Yep, it'd be a potion. I'm posting that in there.
Interesting. And the blood of an aberration from Zoria.
I was gonna say, mind flayers are from Zoriat, right? But I don't think Kasha got no blood.
She's a little undead, yeah.
She is a little undead, but also not all mind flayers are from Zoriat. You guys saw one on the plane of law, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
push Aqua Expurgo. Okay. It gets contempt for 6 hours. Oh, but it only works 3 times within those 6 hours.
Whenever you're subjected to it, and then there are some consequences once that 3rd time is used.
Ooh, still, that's really good.
You can just choose to succeed on the saving throw. So, yeah.
Right. So you can still technically, you could succeed and it won't use up any of those charges. It's only when you choose to succeed.
Right.
Can you still roll and then use it, or do you have to just choose to use it before you roll?
I think you get to roll. I need to see though.
Okay.
You can look it up. It is on DMD Beyond.
Yeah,
Okay.
it said
When you fail the saving throw, you can choose to succeed instead, so you do get to
Hey.
roll.
yeah, so you roll first
So it's
and
like a
then decide
legendary
afterwards.
resistance against corruption, essentially.
Nice.
Cool. Welcome back.
Welcome back, Matt.
That's super helpful. Uh-oh.
And
Gosh,
it
yeah,
just
crazy.
takes some. It just takes some stuff.
Yep.
Those boots. You said they're not in D&D Beyond yet
No, they are
at
not.
this time. Are they? Did you say whether they were attunement?
They are not attunement.
Interesting.
They are a fairly niche type of item. So
Yeah, for sure. They're definitely, but it's definitely because that's basically you can use your movement to move some of your friends off their turn.
right, but they
Without
have to
provoking
mimic your
OPs.
movement, so it has to kind of
Yeah,
be like
right.
beneficial.
Right.
And they can't exceed their own movement speed. So if you have a movement speed of 40 and they only have a movement speed of 30, they'll go 30 and then stop there.
Right. That's
So
still very useful. Cool. All right. I'm gonna keep that horn. Yeah, that horn. Once I heard it, I'm like, hey, pocket that bitch.
okay,
That's a horn of bodyguards, is what that is.
the Horn of Valhalla.
Ah!
Yes.
Hey, I'm gonna be in melee. Who better to be able to bring more melee boys to the party? And you said it was silver, right?
Yep.
Is that an attunement item?
Nope.
Oh,
It is not.
nice. Hell yeah. That's what's up.
So we just got 2d4 plus 2 boys on call once every 7 days. Once every 7 days. So hey, we'll take it. Sick.
4 to 10 guys just roll up like, hey.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Pretty good.
So, Shining Vanguard, the morning comes.
Oh,
What are you doing?
it does.
Conversations have been had.
I will have a conversation. I don't know is Kaushik still hanging around the house?
I'm in the room with Crowley and his daughter.
Oh, okay.
Who is chowing the fuck down, by the way.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Like
Yeah, I assume Erish will probably want to see the lady that he tended after to for fucking months actually do good. So, while we're down there visiting with Crowley and his daughter, I'll just bust out and say them in their heads. So I think Gandalf might be possessed by one of the daughters. I don't know if maybe this one of the daughters resides in his head or something like that. But he's definitely not the same after this fight. And I'm going to do something drastic to maybe try and prove it.
What do you mean by drastic?
Well, I would never harm a child. I just want you guys to know that.
Erish, like snacking on something that was brought in here by Audrey, just stops.
I'm just going to inspect the child, make sure it's not dangerous or anything. But maybe Audrey could go for a walk for a little while so that she might not be traumatized by the experience.
When I was upstairs, I believe her and Everett were going out to the landing pad with Nilbo anyways. I think they're re-upping for their next rescue attempt.
Perfect. Archel will give
Erish is
Erish a kiss on top of the head and walk out the room.
He sets down half-eaten food and walks out after you. I don't know. I don't know if Koshik has reactions or just gonna stay in here with Crowley at the moment. His daughter says is staying in here, nomming. She hands you a napkin once.
Call back down the hallway, seeing as he's probably been super rude, just sitting in there. Everyone doing this and not saying anything. Like, it was lovely to see you doing so well.
Yeah, no problem.
Pineapple
Good to
bread.
see you too. Thank you. She says, not nomming on food.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay in there.
The
for
immersion.
Crowley. I'm gonna see if there's anything I can actually do for Crowley. Because I know he has
Summon a shadow.
lovely
Do not do that.
a good few days that he's gonna have to rest.
Crowley's gonna have 6 days where his strength is 3, no matter what happens at this point.
Unless he just does nothing but rest.
Then
And
he
then
can reduce it. by
It
a
drops
day.
faster.
Yep.
Right.
That's what Crowley's doing, man. He's already
Can
in
we
bed.
get him
Yeah,
some
he's
like
awesome.
bracers of ogre strength or whatever and be like, okay,
Ah.
he's good. It cost you a
Buff
2-minute
hard.
slot, but you won't be like, in a wheelchair or something for the.
I have a question. Is something that I just noticed, and it's not related, but on my character sheet where I've got like the stealth thing, it says that I have advantage and disadvantage.
I think you
So I
have.
guess I just
Nice.
moved it out.
I think you have disadvantage because of your armor. I think you have advantage because
So-
of the cloak
So it's just a straight roll.
of the bat.
Yep.
It's funny because
As long
the
as
little
it's dark,
symbol
it's
is
just a
half,
straight roll.
Yeah, the little symbol is half green with the A and half red. I've never seen that
Hilarious.
before.
You have to roll 4 dice, and I get to choose
oh,
which one succeeds.
Jesus Christ!
Wait a minute.
Wait a
Hold
minute,
on
that's
now.
not how that works.
Is Crowley still straight up passed out, or is he like kind of Crowley? Are you like kind of caught? I guess I'll go look. I'll go over to Crowley and be like,
She just walks up the Crowley and does one of these.
Another nose appears on the mask.
Oh shit.
I guess I'll just kind of nudge him and just be like, "Is there anything you need?" And if he doesn't wake up and doesn't answer, that's fine too. I'm just, hey, is there anything you need?
Dad, they got juice.
Juice.
Hey, listen.
They got juice.
Crowley's eyes will open up and they'll like kind of shift around. Well, actually, no, it's kind of hard to tell with that mask on, but the way his face is set. But the smile appears again on the face, and he's like, "How is my daughter?"
I'm good. She waves her bowl at you.
She's
I'm right here.
doing great. She's
She's chowing down.
eating she's eating. She's been eating so much. Good thing over the past few days over the past day, and it's been like the day, right?
It's been like
It's
hours.
been like an hour.
Oh, okay. Sorry. She's been eating so much over the past hour. She's been drinking juice. They've got juice, and she seems in good spirits. You did it, Crowley.
You see, like, a actual, like, his mask kind of wavers a little bit and takes the form of, like, his real face again, like a genuine smile. But then it just fades back, and he's like, if you'll excuse me, I think I'll, with that excellent news, take a bit of a rest.
Understandable.
Snooze, honk shoe.
He knows if he needs anything, he just has to ask for it, so I'm gonna leave him at that.
I can come
I'm
and
just
get you
gonna
guys. I'll take care of them.
And you'll show you're feeling okay. Have you tried getting up, walking around yet?
She gets up. She walks across the room. She, like, stretches her knees. Says, I'm okay. I'm stiff, but hungry. But good.
Yeah. Wow.
She's going to
This
go
is
all
amazing.
Corvair when she goes back to college.
And Kosh just walks out of the room like, that's so cool. Like, just thinking to herself, like, yeah, good job, Crowley. You did it. And also a conflicting feeling of, damn, must be nice to have family.
Do be like that, doesn't it?
Okay.
Ganoa knows what I'm talking about.
It happens when you chop your dad's head off, you know.
Yo,
it's
he made new family, though, Koshik. Don't forget.
Anyone's
Yeah.
got family.
He's a normie
Right
He
now.
just hates them.
He's a normie.
He just hates the baby.
Listen, your dad tried to take you on vacations and you just didn't want to go.
Yeah, you're being a
Those
sullen
vacations happen to
teenager.
be massacres.
It's a bonding experience.
Our camera
To
cuts
take
back
you to
out.
work. Take your kid to work day.
Yeah.
Yes, I was about to say the same thing. Take your kid to work day.
I
Our
just
camera pans
want
out
a picture of like Yedril with like a like uncomfortable Koshik like hugged up next to him going,
What are we doing in this town, Dad?
piles of
Recruiting.
bodies.
so
Just
many dead
fucking
people.
raising undead. Just killed everyone in town, raising them up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty standard. Yeah. Father-daughter bonding.
Lots of happening in this
Nice.
campaign.
Good stuff.
Our camera pans out to a very worried Erish following Artyom outside of the room. Callie's daughter has assured you that she's able to take care of him, but we'll call after if she needs any assistance. Erish is following you wherever you're going currently after making a statement like that.
Listen, babe, I'm just going to go into get the child out, bring it into an open area, do a detection of magic and make sure there are no weird energies about it, and maybe talk to it a little bit.
It's a
And
baby.
then
You
I'm
don't
going
know how
to
babies work.
You not know how telepathy works?
Babies. I don't think it's formed a solid idea of what it is.
That's fine. I just need to get a loose consent from it. That's all.
That's
I'm
All
just
right.
going to suspend its motor functions and biological processes for a number of minutes, and
You're not going to hurt a baby.
no, it's not going to hurt it at all. It'll be completely fine.
Suspending
It doesn't-
biological functions of a creature is called killing it. That's another word for killing it, Artyom.
No, it's not real though. It just makes it look like it. I'm going to literally make it play dead.
Mop's been around you this whole time, he says, continuing to follow you.
Somebody just over there like, I can suspend something's biological functions too. Stab. It's like it stabs somebody. Function suspended.
So yeah, unless Eric's just gonna try and stop me.
Erish isn't attempting to stop you. He trusts you. He's just following along out of horror right now.
Just, I'll give you a nod. You make sure Gandolin is in the room. That's all.
He's in the room? Where's Gandalf at right now?
Gandalf is currently just a little outside of the hut. That's why I was asking if Milo was teleporting from inside or outside the hut. Because if he walked out, I would have noticed him leaving.
Gotcha.
I'll cast Detect Magic on this baby. See if there's any sort of weird things going on with it.
Okay. Autumn is hanging out in there, and she says, "You're the second person to come casting spells on my baby without saying anything to me first."
I thought you weren't here, to be completely honest. I wasn't planning on to do it with your permission.
She is holding onto the child at the moment.
I thought you had said that Papa Goggins was taking her to go and
Taking Audrey. Audrey.
This is
I
Autumn,
meant
the
Autumn.
mom.
Excuse me. I misspoke and said Audrey instead of Autumn.
Autumn's like not necessarily bedridden, but that's kind of where she is for at least a couple of days.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'd be like, Abe, so your child was magically altered to come out a lot quicker than it was supposed to.
Gosh,
you
you
know?
already told me this. She's fine.
Right.
He's fine.
Sure. I just want to make sure she's fine. That's all. Or he's fine. Or whatever. It's a boy, right?
I was referring to Kaushik. She already cast spells on him. I'm worried you're gonna give him like radiation poisoning or something from all these spells you're casting. I don't know how these things work.
Didn't she want to go to magic school?
She didn't get in because of you.
I mean, the magic radiation would give good reasoning for why they wouldn't let her in. So, fair enough.
What are you gonna cast on her?
It's just a ritual spell to detect any type of magics that might be residing within his body. Make sure there's nothing ill in there, no demonic or, aberration blood or anything like that.
There's not.
It will never hurt to double check, right?
She just stares at you. Go ahead.
All right, I'll lay the baby out. I'm going to start setting up all the stuff for detect magic and all the stuff for feign death at the same time.
All right.
And I'll go through and cast detect magic.
You detect no magic on the baby.
Cool. Hell yeah. And then I'm going to try and telepathically speak with this child. Hey!
You know
the baby that is less than 24 hours old.
Yeah.
That startled look babies get on their face when something loud, not like happy startled, like that. It does that. Its fat arms start flailing. You go, it just immediately starts crying.
Oh no, I'm going to start trying to play with this baby to get it to like me.
Give me a persuasion check.
I got this. This +1 is going to carry me. This +1. So the 18 did a lot. The not bumping up the 19 is pretty good.
That's funny.
Part of me wants to say getting a baby to stop crying is very hard.
It can be.
I'll take 1 point of beard tugging damage.
What do you do to calm down the child?
Oh, I use all kinds of magic and druidcraft and shit.
You turn your face into like a little elephant trunk.
Yeah.
Dude, you can cast Alter Self. You can make the best faces. Oh my god.
Absolutely.
Going.
Eris looks over and you've got like 5 mouths and they're all like doing sounds.
Reminder, at that age, that baby could only see like 6 inches in front of its face. So.
Oh shit.
I'm real fucking
Sounds like he's just like me for real.
Hey yo, what up?
This is a level 19 campaign, and we are playing a peekaboo with a newborn.
I pull out some keys that I
You
lifted
introduced
from,
the baby
from
to this
Bilbo,
game. That's on you, brother.
and I do one of these.
Oh man.
19th level babysitting goes so hard.
With a 19.
I cast keys.
Okay, those keys
We are
get
well
snatched.
equipped.
At 9th level.
I don't know
Sure,
what those keys
he
go
gets-
to, but there is now.
I don't know either. I stole them from Nobo.
Our camera cuts up to the top of the mountain where Dilbert says, I put those damn keys in my pocket. I'm not sure. I laid them on the counter briefly, but I know I grabbed them again. Shit. No worries. I always keep my second set of keys in my other pocket.
Second set of keys. Keys to Electric Boogaloo. Of all the things he managed to get off the airship, it was his spare set of keys.
Let's go.
It's first thing you learn in Leandar Pilot School. The baby stops crying for a moment. You say hey in its brain, and it's playing with keys right now.
I make noises aloud and inside of its head,
Mm-hmm.
and then I start crafting Fang Death.
Okay.
Its mom is right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. And your intent is to
Have it, and then I'm going to use Druidcraft to make some sort of sensory effect to make it appear as if I have killed this abomination.
okie dokie.
Wow. Old strategy, Cotton.
All right. You do that. Erish still unsettled no matter what. Autumn fairly well freaked out.
Yep. Did Erish grab Gandalin?
Not yet.
That was part of the plan.
Yeah,
Outside.
Erish is going to grab Gandalin.
Cool sea breeze.
Autumn not keeping
Very
her,
relaxing.
her cool right now. Just full disclosure, she's freaking out.
Does she manage to stay awake through the whole thing?
Yes, you have her child. She managed to
Shit.
stay awake.
Okay, fair enough. Try not
Um,
to traumatize her, but it is what it is.
I
Okay.
think you're kind of beyond that point, brother.
Oh yeah.
Erish walks outside and Gandalin,
What?
please come here. Come on.
No, Erish, be more better.
What is going on?
Something that requires your attention. Follow me, please. Quickly.
Okay. This reluctant, but
Leads you down to Autumn's room and where she's staying, and right outside of it, you hear Autumn freaking out inside. You see Artyom through the door. Artyom described to him what he sees.
I'll have his son's body in my hands. Like, hey, I'm sorry. There are evil energies in it. It was going to grow up to be an abomination. Kaushik must have missed it. Deception check, I guess. Oh, 17. Let's go. Do I get it like advantage since
you said 17.
I got a dead baby in my hand?
I would say for the feigned death, yeah, I'd give you advantage on a deception check for that.
I think I'll win.
Oh yeah? What'd you get?
I got a natural 20 plus 1.
You got 21. How's that stack up in player roll-offs, DM?
I don't know.
This is y'all's choice here. You know
I
that
wanna
like
see
to
what I
honor
get.
natural 20s, but this is between players with insights and deception checks. That is on y'all.
Okay, because I have a plus 10 to insight.
Oh, fuck. Roll bad.
I did. Very.
Yeah.
I rolled a 2.
Oof.
Oh, no.
Okay, you said there were too much evil energy in it. It was going to grow up to be an abomination. That's what she said?
Yep.
Check something. I'm going to look if I can.
I am still carefully cradling this deceased child.
Gandalin just slowly walks up to where you were holding the baby. And he's just going to kind of look at it. Looks like a baby to me.
Sorry.
Either before it becomes a threat. Turns around and walks out.
I wait for a 5 count, and I touch the later. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Your child is completely fine. There is nothing wrong with it. It was just a spell. She just like wakes back up and like, yes, get the keys right here. It is great. You're fine. I'm sorry to do that to you. I apologize so sincerely. I think there is something wrong with Kindling. Oh yeah, I completely get that. Artyom leaves.
Yep. Reasonable leaving.
Erish, standing at the door, observing the whole thing, watches Gandalf and is less concerned about what has happened to the child.
Just, rushing out gives Erish a look, but like creates that momentary like link of, yeah, you see what I'm saying now? That is not Gandalf. Something is in his brain.
Just imagine when Gandalf hears a baby cry, be like,
Gambling would have slit my
dead.
fucking throat, or at least tried to, if I had done that to his child. That is not Gandalf.
Well, if it's possession, then we just abort the spirit. That shouldn't be hard.
Yeah.
Kaushik can do that. Crowley, I think, is going to need some rest for some time, but Kaushik should be able to do that easily. Let me look at my own spells. I don't think I can do that.
What's on your list, babe?
Pulls out like a fucking PDA of spells.
Dude's got a ledger.
Yo, gotta go hard.
Yes, yeah. It's like a menu. Like, oh yeah, I'll take the Greater Restoration today.
Gets his reading glasses.
I also could maybe purge something like that with a couple of spells, but I don't know.
Have you brought this to the rest of them?
Oh.
Crowley just went to sleep again. I hear him snoring.
Yeah, it's almost as bad as Azure. But I've mentioned it to Kaushik. I've made it known, I think. I've definitely been giving him suspicious looks. He probably thinks he smells bad at the very least or something.
Did Kaushik end up following RTM or no?
I did
To
leave the
witness
room.
this?
I don't think I went. I don't think I witnessed it. I don't think I went with them. I don't know what I went to do, but it wasn't that. You know what? I do know what I went to do. I went to go peek in on what was going on with Pip and Milo.
She's just vicariously watching Crowley's daughter eat all the food she'll never be able to eat again. She's just like,
I'm just like, they've got juice.
Can she not drink juice? Like, they have mouths.
I think I can. Yeah.
It's a little awkward. You
It's
gotta
like a
kinda,
Dario,
hold
right?
up your tentacles.
I can. I just don't need to.
Mouths, no tongue, can't taste the juice.
That's terrible.
You know, there are taste buds in like your epiglottis and your throat and stuff too.
Yeah, but
So
you're
maybe
not an uni.
I can. But yeah, I did leave the room thinking about how cool it was that Crowley did it, got it fixed his daughter or whatever. But I think I'm just like kind of standing outside the door of wherever Pip and Milo are, not making myself known because I'm stubborn and angry, and I guess I can, and just trying to listen.
All right, remember.
Oh, God.
Roll 4 dice. I'll choose the one I like.
I'll have to do 3 and then. Oh no, I have 4. I have 40 20s.
Well, that's
Okay,
great.
ready?
4 natural 20s. That's
what are-
crazy, Dean.
Milo
40
and-
20s, brother.
hell yeah.
What are Milo and
If
Pip
you roll,
discussing
if you
as they
roll
roll
4
up?
natural 20s, you're a
Uh-oh.
half elf again.
Okay, I'm gonna go what's on the gold dice. Since I rolled them all as a joke, but I'm gonna go what's on the gold dice because that's the one I would have rolled, and it's just a 12. But I rolled a 12, a 13, a 2, and a 6. So I'm gonna go with the 12.
Okay. It'd be passive perceptions for you guys.
And hold on, let me see what I add to my
18.
stealth. Let me see what I add.
Passive is
Wait.
better than what I rolled, so that's good.
It's +8, so dirty 20.
Passive is 18.
Passive is 18. What's your passive,
19.
Milo? 19. On a
19.
dirty 20, you do not hear her
I'm a
outside
little
of your door.
sleepy.
There-
That's 'cause I'm
her
fucking
ability
cold,
to
that's it.
float just keeping her off the floor right now. She's very quiet.
You don't hear
So
my
creepy.
little wet octopus sucker slapping across the floor.
I'm just imagining like you're in the fetal position, just like carefully floating along, like don't touch anything, don't touch anything, don't touch anything, don't touch anything.
What are Milo and Pip
Oh.
discussing?
Thinks that's me.
Once they get back up to Milo's, say up to, I'm over here like envisioning a tavern situation. That's absolutely not what we have going on. We're in huts, right?
The up top is a hut. The downstairs is like a bunker with multiple bedrooms and stuff
Yeah.
built
You
into
like-
the shell of a giant
All right.
dragon turtle.
So,
And I'm mind blanking on the name of the organization Pippa worked for. Fuck, what was it called again?
Boromar clan.
Not the Tarkanans, the spy version.
Boromar clan.
Boromar clan.
you were a participant with the Boromar clan for some time, yes?
Hey.
I am not particularly well educated on their structure, but I'm assuming that an extensive and terrifying organization like them would have some kind of chapter house in Rote.
That's the capital of Breland.
Would they have to cross?
You guys make the calls here.
Most likely. Poseidon traveled extensively.
No, but you were close to your local leadership. No discussions of it, no names dropped, nothing along those lines.
I'm sure if I looked at a map or if we walked the streets, I usually just went where I was told. But the name of the city is familiar. I'm sure there's one there.
And you would know what signs to look for.
We use these
Very
cunts.
well.
We would have marked it.
Time freezes while I double check the wording on something.
Milo casts time stop in order to look at something real quick.
So hold on, I gotta read some rulebooks.
9th level spell. No. And how far away from Rote are we, DM? In miles, preferably.
Thousands and thousands. I
Very
don't
far.
know what to tell you.
So many.
You guys are next
Basically-
to Zendrick.
I'm wanting to know if either in one jump, or you said thousands and thousands, so I'm assuming at least several jumps. Am I within 1,000 miles of a location in Corvair?
1,000 miles of a location in
Probably
Corvair.
not. Probably not.
I'm wanting to use the mortar and pestle to basically like pond skip to Rote.
Oh, I see.
There's a 1,000-mile radius on its little zip.
Let's see real quick. I don't know if there's any massive, like, if they have keys or anything like that.
I'm just imagining
Yeah,
you're going along the ocean like a fucking jet ski, but in a fucking mortar.
I mean, technically, yeah.
There's not a limit to the number of times per day I can do it. So as long as I can get to Corvair, I can just do it again to get to Rote.
How many times can you do it a day?
There's not a limit. It's just you can use it.
Interesting. You could, I mean, from where you guys are right now, you could hit some of the very far north islands of Zendrick, and then hit, because you guys are like heading towards mainland Zendrick. Or at least that's what Nilbo told you they wanted to get eyes on mainland to see if it was just as fucked. I think that was Everett actually that said that. But
Gotcha.
if you like hit some of the northern islands of Zindrick and then popped up to Corvair, you could, yeah. Welcome back, Matt.
So the TLDR on that is 1 hour per 1,000 miles is going to determine how long it takes us to get to route.
Gotcha. So yeah,
Because it is not nighttime.
You guys can do like probably three bounces to get to rope.
So 3-hour trip, me and you, Pippa.
And on the way, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, on the way, she'll sit down cross-legged in the bottom and meditate. And what she's doing is she's like trying to remember where the house is. Like she's going and like meditating to remember the last time she was there and what the house looked like and everything. So
At some point during the last leg, like as we're on our way to route. And probably like as y'all got in, he would have looked you in the eye one last time. You know, he's the mortar like grows up to, you know, large enough to accommodate, I should say large size. Let's give us some leg room after all. And he'll say
Anything.
it's a greenhouse at the.
he's
at the
already
most
getting
south-
into the
Yeah, and she'll just describe where the house is, right? And you know she'll want to check the outside because there would have been like, you know, secret markings or whatever to indicate, but
We can
like she can give
worry
you a
about
pretty
the
good within like
details.
she can give you a pretty good like couple of blocks.
We can handle the details when we get there. But
and after they're zipping through the sky is when he's gonna kind of open up a little bit.
we're gonna kill one of your associates.
Okay.
And this is a bit of a gamble. For this to work, the individual in question needs to be of similar capability, experience, power to what your brother is.
You didn't know my brother very well, did you? There was no one similar to him.
Not in
Not
personality,
before he left. In personality.
strength, and experience.
Somewhat of similar level. Out of character.
So we are, to cut to the chase, going to kidnap and exploit the lead individual of the chapter house en route.
We killing him there, or would you have to take him back?
It's gonna take some time. The ritual is extensive, takes at least an hour. So we're gonna need to find somewhere private. But I can establish that if necessary.
Let's go.
And the part I'm gonna need you to play, he has to be willing. So I need you to get him to agree to something without knowing what he's agreeing to. You can lie, if you can convince him in any other way, but he has to be, he has to give himself to the ritual. And I'm not a very good liar. Right. We've got a bit of a ride ahead of us, I guess.
You guys continue across the sky. Kaushik, you sneak up onto the room where they were, and they are no longer in there. You look around, and Audrey sort of coming back in the living room with Everett, Nilbo, grabbing some more supplies. Well, we'll let you know that they took off just a few minutes ago. Seemed to be in a hurry.
What time is it?
Probably no later than 9 or so. 9 a.m. You guys woke up at like
Remember,
the crack of dawn.
Right. Oh yeah.
you.
Kaushik is going to ascending to Milo.
He is probably happily, well, awkwardly sitting in a mortar flying across the sky, so.
I fucked up. I'm stupid. I want to come with you. I want to help. Come back for me.
What?
I'm not responding again. I ain't wasting another spell. That's all I'm saying.
What's just 2 words?
I will be all right. It would take some time to get turned around.
I don't know if the ability can be stopped once it's activated. I think we're just, because you name the place and then it goes.
Right. You're
just
not.
Make a U-turn.
Well, you named the place 1,000 miles away, and I'm just gonna say that you can name that, like name an island in North Zendrig, name an island, like name somewhere at the south of Corvair. So, I mean,
Milo out there with a map, like, all right, that's our next location. Name it. We're gone.
In all honesty, I mean, considering that that's crazy. There's no limit on this. I mean, in all honesty,
it is an artifact.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, in all honesty, you've been gone for like 15 minutes of this trip. Like you guys have just left out. That's what Audrey was telling Kaushik. You just missed them. They left out in a hurry. So if you name the beaches of Tuki Tuki, this is, if you want to, you could do it. It is very, very like within the reason of this device, or within the powers of this device. Yeah. Say if you name
Papa Yui, Milo, Papa Yui.
Hey Kaushik, make a persuasion check.
I'm good at these. I think. Hold on, let me check. Am I good at these?
I'm good at these. Fuck, I don't know if I'm good at these.
I'm 8 at these.
8 at these, hell yeah.
11 on the dice plus 9 for a dirty 20.
Promise me 2 things. 1, you'll never reach into my head without asking again. 2, you'll do nothing to stop what we are doing. You can come help, but you're promising not to interfere.
And they talked about all this before Kaushik got to the door, so Kaushik has no idea what they're doing, correct?
No, they talked about this while they're on. He gave her the details while they were in the air.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Kaushik, you said you'd give me 2 words, so I don't have to waste another spell, Jonesy.
Oh, yeah, I was saying, he was thinking of his response, but
damn, I thought you said give me 2 words. Damn.
Yeah.
Milo said, because he was not expecting to get ascending from the
back out to him, you absolutely
I don't want to waste another spell.
He's level 19. It's a 3rd level spell.
I know, but maybe I'll need it. Okay, so now again. Okay, not sorry. To the first, absolutely, and I'm sorry. The second scares me, but I trust you. Done.
The beaches of Tuki Tuki.
A sudden and jarring and the mortar like There are no wheels on it, but it plays its own, like it prestidigitations its own screeching sound as it turns around immediately on a dime.
Tokyo Drift starts playing.
Pip's probably like, what the fuck? What's happening?
Hey, we're not doing that again. Whew. Sorry, Miss Pippa.
What happened? Where are we going? Why did you say Tookie?
We are picking up some assistance. She has promised to not interfere. And just in case things go a little south, she's incredibly powerful and could be useful to have along.
"15 minutes later, poof, into the dirt."
Use another usage of his message.
Kashik, we're on the beach. We're leaving in 5. Please hurry.
4, 3, 2.
Kashik starts running out the door and yelling back to Archie and Gadwin, make sure Crowley's alright! I'll be back soon, bye!
I meant like 5 minutes, but okay.
I know what you meant, but 5 seconds was funny.
Kashik don't. She's running.
You all hear Akashic saying she's gonna be right back. She's gone.
She'll be back soon.
Milo
Give her a
tilts the
hand.
mortar.
Welcome
There's
to
not
the
a door to it. So just like tilts the mortar and
All right, climb in. All right.
It's magic. You're telling me it can't go. Make
it
like a
just says
little.
it can resize. It doesn't say it can reshape, okay?
When Kashik sees this giant ass bowl that they're flying around in, she's gonna stop for a second and be like,
Hag magic, get in.
okay, climbs in.
Get in, loser. We're going murdering.
Hag magic.
Just imagine this cup can just jump 1,000 miles. Like it's just into the atmosphere you go.
The mortar is what taught Soramai
how to jump. That's it. That's
Yeah.
what it was. No, no. Remember, it was the hut that taught Soramaina.
Oh, my bad. The mortar taught the hut.
Taught the hut.
Taught Soramaina.
Yep.
Yeah.
The deep lore.
The deep floor.
So, Kashik, Milo, and Pip sail through the skies. Destination route. What are the rest of you doing? Crowley is resting, unless he chooses to do otherwise.
In the moments of where does Gandolin go after finding out the?
I stepped out and I actually believe I wanted to see where Lucas is hanging out at. What's Lucas?
The
where
reason
he's
I was
going.
asking that is that I wanted to follow Gandolin a bit and
Rude.
do some of my own personal betrayals, as it were, today, and cast detect thoughts on Gandolin to see what he's thinking exactly.
Okay, are you doing the like surface thoughts or are you pushing?
Trump has no concept of consent.
I don't think that this is Gandolin, so I don't give a fuck what he thinks.
So you said wisdom save?
Well,
Yes.
he gets surface thoughts immediately, and then wisdom save to probe in further.
Well, I guess if your surface thoughts are like, that milk tastes funny, like I'm gonna know you definitely don't give two shits, right? But
I mean, it's probably in regards. Currently, his current surface thoughts are probably related towards Lucas and seeing like what his status is and whether he's worth a fuck in a fight anymore. Since apparently he just bailed on the worm fight with like he ran, he fled, clearly.
Right.
So that's the surface thoughts.
do we even know if Lucas is here? Do we see him make it out? So surface thoughts are of Lucas.
Yeah, and
And
finding him
you're-
because I want to see if he's worth a shit right now.
Okay, so I also get to see if he's worth the shit, not because you want to make sure he's okay, but just to see if he's worth the shit.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
to see if he's useful. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. No save needed. That's more than enough. Perfect.
I was about to say I get to use my brand shiny new advantage on spell saving throws. I want to know if I would have succeeded though.
DC 20.
No, I rolled a 2 and a 4.
Damn, dude. Why are you the way that you are?
I don't
The
know,
anxiety.
because somebody has to roll bad, and evidently it has to be me.
Next campaign, please roll up a class that just has all saving throws.
I was one of those for a while. I just didn't quite get to the all saving throws bit.
I got you. Okay.
Erish looks at you. Is it something that we need to keep an eye on?
I don't know. I just probed into his mind a little bit to see what he was thinking. Just because I would never do that, because I know that it's just, I don't think it's Gandalf, and he's not even concerned about this child. He's thinking about whether or not Lucas is still in fighting shape and if he can be utilized in combat.
Do you think he's an immediate danger to anyone here?
I don't know. I think if whatever entity's
Okay.
possessing him's in it for the long con, I don't think he's going to hurt any of us because he wants to use us.
Eris looks over towards like Mott playing with Bill right now and looks back at you and says, "This isn't something that I'd like to gamble on with him here. If you're not
Then let's
sure, we need to be sure."
Confront him right now. Let's do it.
Is that what you think is best?
If you don't feel like we're safe around him, then we need to fix it now.
I'm asking you. You've been around him. The only thing I've seen is that
I don't know who that is. I can't give you an answer.
Eris pulls out a candle, lights it, using a bit of magic. The flame turns into an eye and floats off of the candle itself.
Oh, fuck yeah! Eris is goated.
Eris.
That's how he casts Fireball.
Oh no!
Eris whispers, "Watch him." The flame goes invisible and is no longer able to be seen.
I
Hell
don't see
yeah.
invisibility anymore.
Wait, what did you do with that eyeball?
We got rid of it somehow. I can't remember if we just locked it away or if we destroyed it. I'd have to go back. I believe we addressed it. I just cannot remember exactly how. So it's somewhere. It's either been destroyed or it's somewhere in Korth. So
It's currently a 30-foot tall eyeball like kaiju right now. This is what you've unleashed on the world.
That's what.
It's just
that's
like
what
a
Brune
giant
gets to
laser
fight.
beam.
The eyeball kaiju.
The eyeball is a flesh to stone eyeball.
Fuck.
God damn it.
It's
No, two separate entities. You've seen the map. Eris says, "I'll be able to keep an eye on him for a bit. For now."
okay. Once everyone gets back, we need to all at once in case there's trouble.
Surely. Where is everyone? And we're gonna cut up to Gandalf. Lucas, you find. Let's see where you find Lucas actually. Lucas is outside on the beaches of Toki Toki.
Outside on the beach
Mm-hmm.
with the hammer.
With a sword in his hand at the moment.
Very well.
Looks like he has drawn a basic training circle in the sand. Either a training circle or a prayer circle, or maybe something to serve as both. And it currently looks like he's going through like standard battle like exercises, not or like forms essentially, like battle stances. And he's looking like he's just concentrating, and he stops every now and again, and you see him go to cast a spell and nothing happened, and he goes back to it. He's doing that over and over again for right now.
Interesting. I'm just gonna kind of approach. I'm gonna get a little closer. I'm just gonna watch him for a minute to watch him repeat the process of not being able to cast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming you're rolling to see if he notices me.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be stealthy. I'm just standing there. So, if he stops, he stops.
Yeah, he does it a couple of times and then notices you're standing there. Just looks at you.
What are you gonna do now?
I don't know. I don't know what I can do now. Sheaths the sword. I'm trying to figure that out.
Both Raza and Dorian have made it clear that they are our enemies. We will have to deal with them. And I'm just trying to clock how he reacts to the idea of getting to, like, fight either of those two individuals.
I think, give me an insight check real quick.
Sure. Jesus fucking Christ. 15.
15. Funnily enough, I don't think Lucas has a bonus to deception, with the exception of his charisma.
Oh, the Rizma.
Paladins, good paladins, don't really deceive all that much. Yeah. Whereas before this conversation, like before you guys left the Feywild and everything, this conversation would have been immediate, obviously. Like, that is what I'm going to do. Resolute.
Right.
Hearing the news that Keeper's been sacrificed, that he has, or receiving the news that he has no powers at this point because the Silver Flame has been essentially wiped off the face of the planet. There's a bit of hesitation that you see, but not much of it. I'm aware. If it comes to blows, I can still use a sword. I'm not worried about that. When it comes to blows.
When?
We still need to find where she's at. I don't know what Orion has to do with all of this.
Something to do with it, clearly.
Something. We'll answer for that when we get there. But we have to figure out where there is. We have to find Taraza. I don't know why more people aren't on that, to be honest.
I shrug. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna keep poking to see if I can what kind of reaction I get out of him. With it.
Sure.
It seems that they don't think that is a priority anymore. Just watching to see his response to that.
What is the priority then?
I think they are focusing on the world being invaded.
I want you to give me a persuasion check.
Sure. I'm not trying to persuade him that is the right course. I want to see how he reacts to people not prioritizing avenging Jayla.
Yeah.
I just fucking I am on fire. 10.
10.
I have not rolled above the single digits.
Well, it's not their priority, but it is mine, so they can send me back to Thrain then.
We'll see. Let's see. Yeah, so we'll see. in the meantime, yeah. Let me see if you're still just as good without any magic. And I want to just take out a single one of the twin blades and kind of just flip it so that I'm holding it dull edge out. I just want to spar with him. I just want to assess like how martially capable he is without like his paladin abilities.
Sure. Do you want to roll a couple of rounds?
Sure.
He gets a 17 on his initiative.
Still in the single digits. 13.
13.
With a +9.
He's gonna go first.
That works out.
He's going to if you step into the training, making it apparent that you're gonna test his abilities, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Make it clear I want to spar.
Okay. Cool. The damage he'll be doing is non-lethal unless anything changes.
I would assume.
He is angered with you.
He's gonna not be angry for very long.
It's a
start doing lethal damage.
21 on the first attack.
Just hits.
And a 19 on the second attack.
Deflected.
Okay. He still has his shield up, so that is going to do 9 points of non-lethal damage.
Okay.
He's going to use his bonus action to attempt to shove you down.
Okay, and that is opposed.
Athletics.
Acrobatics.
Your acrobatics or athletics. His athletics.
Better. 19.
24. 14 plus 10.
Very nice.
You go prone. He is going to action surge and make 2 more strikes on you at advantage.
Oh.
Tell me if it changes from non-lethal.
Yeah, definitely. 13 plus.
Yeah, you'll definitely let him know, or yeah, definitely it's not non-lethal.
Yeah, I'll definitely let him know. 24 to hit.
But like that needed some clarification.
Another 9 points of non-lethal. Only a 6 and 8 on the dice, so only a 19 on that one as well.
Rolling to the side. It's sand.
And that is that's gonna be his turn.
Yes, gonna continue that roll. Roll on up to a standing position. Yeah, and I'll just throw 3 real quick at him, see how well he blocks. Does first round of combat, technically.
His AC is 22.
His AC is 22. Blocks that first one handily enough because I have, what does it have? A plus 14 with a 4 on the die on the first one. 18.
18.
Block.
Knocks it away with a shield.
Black shield. Whirls around, comes from the other side, coming towards like his thighs. Even worse. 17.
Takes a sword, parries the other one away.
I'm feeling really. Lucas really maintained. He didn't lean too much on his magic. Clearly. Fucking hell. Last one is a 30.
That will.
Or 32.
That
sorry.
will hit.
So. Just. For 12 points of non-lethal. As it just kind of parries that last one away, kind of whirl it back around and just kind of crack him on top of the head.
Right. Yeah.
And quite
Shoot.
frankly, I just do a couple rounds of that.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to play this out as like a full like duel. I just wanted to do a few rounds of sparring just to get a feel for it, how, like I said, to see how much he leaned on his paladin abilities. Like how good of a warrior is he without it? And
Lucas,
based off of that round, he's no slouch.
Lucas was first knight of the Flame of Thrain He is trained in military maneuvers and continues to be that even after his magic is gone. Seems his magic, definitely emboldened his abilities. Not bad at martial combat though.
Yeah, so like I said, just few rounds of that, and then call it. That's good. Hopefully it'll be soon. And I'll leave him to his meditations.
You're walking away, and he says, "What would you do?" You're the only one that would have context of what I've lost.
Well, see, here's the problem. Ganwin doesn't care anymore.
Ganwin can absolutely say that.
Right. Ganwin can say that. But he would like to have Lucas on side. So he'll just kind of think, honestly, I'd probably look real hard for an excuse and hope that they're causing enough of a problem to warrant it.
Walk off. What is the plan for RTM and Crowley, Gandalwin past this point? Because your comrades are going to be gone for several hours, as a note is left on the fridge. Audrey hands it to you, says, "Be back later." Couple hours, maybe more.
Gone to get milk and cigarettes.
Okay. Well, RTM's plan is to make a quick hot skip and a jump over to the middle of the swamp, pick up some folks, and bring them back to Tucky Tucky.
Okay. Is anyone going with RTM for that?
I know Erish would come with me. I don't know who else would.
Erish would absolutely come with you.
Erish and Slick are at least going. Whoever else is welcome to.
Gentleman will go. Is Crowley gonna hang out here at the hut still, or is he gonna go with them as well?
Crowley's probably gonna hang out here.
3-way split, baby!
Yeah!
Let's go!
Listen, my split is the easiest though. Turns over in bed.
That's what you think.
Slips
That's what you think.
And that's when the Xenomorph showed up, the Tucky Tucky.
So
I gave up willingly.
packing some things, Harish will say goodbye to Mop and Bill, letting them know we're going to be back later, correct? Today?
Yeah, we're going to go there, pick them up, and be back lickety split.
I'm sure it will go exactly that way.
Yep, absolutely.
You guys use Slick to get to Zarashak?
Yeah.
Right? He gets... Oh, go ahead and roll I'm about to roll a survival check. You go and roll a survival check. He's never been there. DC 15.
30-20.
30-20. Very nice. Slick takes off. More rescue missions sent out as you guys are gone. And that's where we'll pick back up next week.
Woo! It's gonna be good time.
I'm sorry, Jones. We got them split everywhere. You know what?
We only
Next
need,
time,
we got two of us.
we'll drop
we have both of us
Gandalwin
and
off.
Erish. We're fine.
So this is what we're going to do, is that we're just going to take a few sessions. All of us are going to gather up a following. We can just split off into our own individual parties, get some...
Yo,
Honestly, what we might end
big
up doing
brain.
is some downtime. Not downtime, but time skip sort of stuff.
Time skips?
Yeah.
I
think that's probably what the best move is here, so you guys can start thinking about what are the things that you want to accomplish during this time.
We might have a very long time to have some discussions in the coming week.
Great
true.
success.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, and yeah. Well, we talk. We'll talk later. We'll talk.
Yeah, we'll talk
We'll talk later.
Don't worry.
Secret stuff. Thank you guys for
No,
joining
where's
us.
the-
Thank you guys for playing with me. I had a blast. I hope you did as well. We are Hard Knock Dice. We stream currently on Saturdays at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with this campaign across Eberron. Our Wednesday campaign, Whispers in the Dust, just wrapped up not too long ago. Go check that out because it was awesome. And yeah, hopefully we'll have something new and cool coming your way soon. Check it out on the Twitter and stuff. That's where we'll announce, and in the Discord, that's where we'll announce stuff like that. So thank you guys for stopping by. We're gonna raid some folks, but before we do, we are raising money with Extra Life. Go click on that link, specifically for the Children's Healthcare of Atlantis. So go click on that link and donate some money. Open your heart wallets, be a hero IRL, or you can scroll down right here on Twitch and donate right there as well. So all going to the same place, all going to Sick Kids, and you can help with that. So go do that. We're gonna raise some folks that have missed anything. We're not missing next week. We're here next week. So make sure you.
Still Hard Knock Dice.
We're still Hard Knock Dice. Yep.
We
what's
are.
Still
up.
hard. Still hard.
We
Hard
are
with Hard Knock
true.
Dice.
True.
We're
Can't
gonna rate our
stop,
friends
won't
over at
stop,
Dice
baby.
Legends. I'm gonna go ahead and get that started up. If you haven't yet, guys, drop a follow, drop a subscription if you're feeling in your heart of hearts. If you have Amazon Prime, you can do that for free. Just click that little button. And yeah, you can go sub to our YouTube and all that good stuff. So thank you guys so much for joining us, and we'll be back later. Much love. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. For real, bye. This time.
For real, bye. Oh.